What is up, my Dama heads, my Dama nerds? We're back with another episode. This is episode 43. We're the hosts. My name is MJ, and I'm always accompanied by my Canadian brethren over in the BC. Rod, what is up, Rod?
Hey, not much, buddy. What is going on? It's good to be back in the virtual studio, the Nerd Studio. And yeah, good to be back here with you again, MJ. I haven't recorded for a little bit. It's been a little longer than we've wanted to. But here we are. We're back. Yeah. And exactly. As always, we try and bring a homie or two along for the ride, figure out, somebody interesting to talk to. Yes. Stuff like that. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, though. Before we announce the guest, we got to talk about what day it is, right?
What day? So,
MJ, why don't you tell people what year is it? What day
over
is it?
Here? Well, it is actually Friday in the JP time, December 11th. Year, not just the year of COVID, because that's on everyone's mind, but it is the 13th year of Sander. If you don't know what that is, go into the old episodes, figure it out. It's like you got to be fucking. It's like a Da Vinci Code, where if you don't know about it, like you got to figure it out on your own. Any case, dudes, like
a Dama Vinci Code.
Yeah, dude. There we go. We have a wonderful guest. Another one from the KUSA warehouse, guys and gals. Kenyatta, Twiztakat Williams. What is up, dude?
Yes, sir. What up, man? How you guys doing? Happy to be here.
Yes.
Happy to be here, man. Yes.
Good to have you.
It's about time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. Dude, thank you so much for jumping in, joining us in the Nerds. We've actually contacted you like early on, middle of the year or something, figuring out like we should talk. So many things have happened, besides COVID, like you being judging for NACO and, still grinding Dama and stuff. Families growing and whatnot, but let's just open it up with, current news. How's everything going? Like before our recording, we chatted a bit, but
life's good.
What can we tell the people? How you doing?
Yeah. Life's good. Yeah, life's good. I can't complain, man. I mean, given the circumstances and what's going on in the world, I'm one of the lucky ones. I still have my job. I still get to chill with my family. We're all happy and healthy. I can't complain. I still play the Dama, still get a sesh.
Yeah.
Life's good. Just waiting for this year to be over. Staying inside, keeping it chill. You know what I mean? But it's good. Life's good.
Yeah. Have you found a preferred mask? A lot of people make their own masks, or
honestly, man.
There's a t-shirt.
My sister actually works at Old Navy, so she gets these packs on discount. So I just wear the Old Navy adjustable. I have flower print on my face all the time.
Nice.
That's whatever. You have a couple plaid ones. It's pretty chill.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I found that I'm very particular with the type of mask that I get.
Yeah,
because, there's the center divide one, so it folds, close, and open.
Yeah, dude.
But I hate the way it looks. It looks like you're a whack.
You look like Master Shredder.
Yeah,
that's kind of sick though.
But
I
he's
like that vibe,
right?
though.
Yeah.
I love it.
If it was made out of metal, it would probably be sick too. But it gets so flimsy, and
I don't know if it would.
But if you use it too much, there's a crease that happens right on your nose, so it just folds in. There's a pinch in it.
Oh,
and then it's just
nose pinch out a little.
Yeah. No bueno.
Yeah.
You don't want that
it's
anymore.
Cool.
Totally. But those ones in Japan are you're talking about the disposable ones, right? They're a little bit more expensive disposable ones kind of thing. Well, they're foamy and they're really soft and actually nice on your face.
Yeah.
Are those ones you're talking about?
I mean, there's different versions now, but the style, how it's
I guess, there's probably even.
And there's a center seam right in the middle. No thing about those.
I see what you're saying. Okay. There's paper ones like that too,
that stays flat and opens up
vertically.
Those are
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Man, there has to be some new shit, you know? Like, have you seen, I saw a picture on Reddit or some shit of a dude in like a diver's suit, like a big fucking bowl, like a fish bowl on his head.
Yeah.
And he like installed a fucking like speaker and shit. That's what we need to do.
That's gangster. I'm waiting for that, dude. Like bubble seats.
That's what I'm saying. You know, you guys ever seen Bubble Boy?
Yeah, it's about that
time.
There's
you get your fucking 6-foot diameter bubble, like problem solved.
Aren't they called, like,
you don't need a mask, you're inside.
Like super orb balls, like where you're the human hamster.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that's like some Jackie Chan's First Strike shit when he goes down the
on the
side
hill
of the
bouncing, right?
Yeah,
I know what's up. That's my shit, dude. That's my shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, yeah.
I did
the mask though, man. I mean, take advantage, dude. I just like looking suspect all the time, bro. Like getting away with that right now, dude. Take advantage.
Yeah,
just take advantage.
Yeah,
get like the most sketchy mask you can get, dude. Like I saw someone walking around down the street, bro, with like a ski mask, bro, like a full-on ski mask, and I was like, you know, I was kind of scared at first. I was like, you know what, dude? Do you?
Yeah, totally.
Look sus, but take advantage, bro.
Yeah. I've seen a couple people that have the plague doctor thing with like the big fucking the bird beak kind of thing. It's all bondagey, like, and like the goggly eyes. Yeah, that's some shit.
That's wild.
I gotta get me one of those. Walk around with one of those. I wonder. It probably can't see very well out of it though.
No, they
make it work.
But you make it work.
So
exactly.
whack. It's like they're unless the lenses on them are forward facing, because I think they're kind of like
kind of cocked out, right?
Oh, we got the chameleon eyes going on.
Yeah. Dude, do you know why those?
You can only look at one side at a time.
Do you know why those shits have the beak? It's not supposed to look like a bird, but you know why there's that
no, I don't.
Oh no.
Cup? Because back in the day, so they didn't know what the Black Plague was, right? They didn't know like how people were dying and shit. So a lot of people were suspecting that it was like in the air. Like it was like fumes or something, so you can't smell it. You shouldn't breathe it in. So they got these masks. And what they did was they put like a bunch of herbs and spices in the tip. So the doctors would breathe that, and they thought that would help them instead of breathing the dirty, contaminated air.
Oh,
interesting.
And that's why it looks like that. So they didn't need to look like any kind of like looming, scary ass type of fucking penguin that's coming out to get you.
They're just huffing.
Yeah, but how scary would that be? Like those were the hazmat like suits back then.
That's kind of crazy. What kind of herbs they stick it in there? They're just fucking anything.
Marijuana.
Is that why people have them? Maybe people are just getting high all day. They're just sticking their weed in there.
Bro. Just huffing.
Just huffing. Yeah.
Straight pre-huff.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah!
Oh man!
Oh yeah!
But anyways, back to the topic at hand. COVID shit is crazy. This has been a crazy year for all of us, man.
Yeah,
but it's good to hear that you're healthy and doing well, and you got your daughter just turned a year old. You're saying?
Yeah, man. On the 6th, dude. Yeah, she's doing
awesome.
good. She actually got her first cold. So she had a little runny nose. Mm-hmm. Oh no, she had a little first cold. She had a little runny nose. Dude, she loves Kendama though. I can't. She's too little though. She's gonna dome herself.
Seriously,
can't have that happen, and then she won't want it forever.
Yeah,
can't have that yet. Keep it away. Keep it chill right now.
Yeah. Straight up with
she's good.
With my kids, like I got the that like rubber that the eraser kendama, or like little ones that you get in like at least in Japan,
little giveaway bag, plastic bag. Yeah,
I have a couple of those.
What are they called? Like the
little like with the apple top and like the small little.
Right.
I have one right outside my door. No, I'll grab one.
Or you go to the dollar store and you get the ones that are full plastic.
Yeah, so there's no issue whatsoever.
Zero. Except for the loud noises and they're smashing.
Talking about these ones, right?
Okay,
yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Still have them in package. Damn, dude. Come on.
I got both colors.
Untouched. Yeah.
I thought the Terra motto was destroy all. Well, we have a lot to talk about, Kenyatta. There's been so much, like you were saying, there's, like we all know, so much has happened within the year. A lot of ups and downs for everybody, but we just want to, dive into the OG scene. That's what we always do on the Nerds, and I think it's a helpful thing that people get a lot out of hearing of the past, because we know that Kendama has been growing even now. More and more people are picking it up, but There's some people who don't know about the past. And, you know, we all went to fucking history class. That shit sucked. But hopefully we can make a good version of that.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
A good story.
Talking to real people about it, not just listening to textbooks. So let's hear the beginnings of the Twiztakat. Where was this cat born? How many siblings? Because there's usually a litter of cats.
like legit. You know, back. Okay. So for me, I was born here in California, Oceanside out here, 1985, January 7th. Grew up with my parents. My parents split when I was 8, so then I moved down south. I could basically see Mexico from my house. Was where we ended up moving. I lived in a place called it's Chula Vista, kind of borderline San Isidro. Is what it's called. San Isidro is the last town before you hit the border. So if you're to look at the map, I'm basically the line, like on the map of the California. Yeah. So we're down there, man. Grew up down there, and I played football in high school. That's kind of what I fell in love with. And I also...
what position did you play?
I played running back, wide receiver, and I was special teams. So
nice.
Crazy story. I actually graduated 2003. I'm like old, bro. Like 2003, right? So I'm pretty old.
We're all the same. We're on the same range.
Well, I guess I forgot who I'm talking to. I feel like I'm always talking to young kids.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Oh yeah, cool shit. But I actually graduated the same year Reggie Bush graduated. He was actually down in San Diego at the time. So when Reggie Bush was doing his thing in football and all that stuff, I was on a lesser team, but I was basically doing my same thing. So I ended up running against him in track. I ended up doing pretty well in football. I ended up making it to an all-star team. It was by John Madden, actually. It was
what?
Yeah, it was called I can't remember off the top, but it's basically this all-star team. And believe it or not, we played against a team from Canada, a team from Japan, and a team from Mexico. And they all came out. And
crazy.
Yeah, it was all comprised of these super baller players from all over San Diego. And yeah, dude, it's pretty wild. I actually did pretty well. And then
did you like take out all those other countries because like you were like fuck, like America's where American football was born, so we're gonna everyone.
I don't know. I honestly,
Japan?
It was kind
Get
of,
out of
have
here.
You ever seen the Mighty Ducks?
Mighty Ducks?
Number 2, right? When they
I was
played
going to
against
that
Iceland.
knuckle shot.
Yeah, dude, it was like that. So like Canada, dude, so I guess everyone has a different type of league. So you know how in America it's you play in high school, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, nothing like that. I guess in Canada we were playing against like 19, 20-year-olds and shit. It was like these it was like football clubs was who we were playing against. It was like a football club team was who we were playing against. So these dudes were like burly boys, bro. And dude, I swear, like they were massive. Like I never played against anyone that big in high school my whole
Canadian
life.
Boys.
Oh yeah, dude, massive. It was wild. And then all of Japan was pretty small. Like I'm not gonna lie, but it was actually really cool to be on the football field and play with them because you could kind of see, pre-Kendama, you could see that it just transcends, speech, bro. You know what you're doing regardless. Okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're saying instead of down set hike, or 1, 2, 3, they're ripping whatever they need to rip, and it still happens, dude. It's kind of wild. But my super love thing I fell in love with was rollerblading. So I grew up rollerblading. So that was what I did. Getting in trouble by the coach. School? Oh yeah. The first day of 8th grade, I met some homies and they told me they were just like, get some skates. I remember the next day I was super hyped. Told my mom I went to Big 5 or something like that and bought some Bauer shifties, bro. They're probably like $60, super janky, but they had like a soul plate on it. So I was super hyped and took off from there. We started skating curbs in front of my homie's house and that was the rest of it, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Jumping on rails and skate parks started kind of spreading up in our neighborhoods and stuff like that. And the rest is history. Dove into all that. And in one of the Kendama in one of the rollerblading videos, there's this professional rollerblader named Montre Livingston. He's like this black dude, looks kind of just like me, And that was before I had seen anything from Kendama USA. I hadn't seen any of those edits or anything like that, but I saw he was I mean, he's doing it. It must be cool. I got to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of just like fell off. There was no name of it in the video. He kind of just fucked with it for a little bit. And I think YouTube came around. I mean, I guess I started diving on YouTube, but after a video, things that are kind of related would pop up. So a Kendama video popped up. And I was like, oh shit, dude, Kendama, okay. So I remember just clicking it, dude, and diving in. I wanted to know what it was, what it's about, and I ended up ordering my first Dama from Kenco because it was $3 cheaper on shipping, dog. Like straight up. And I ordered a neon green sunrise.
Nice.
I had no idea, I ordered a sunrise and played it to death. I loved it to death.
Yeah, definitely. That was a big thing back in the day when you were like looking for Dama. You just color. What color do you like?
Oh, dude, I'm super into bright stuff. I love really like poppy stuff in general. So really just really, really loud stuff. So that was what I was about. I started playing in February 2012. That's when I started playing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I picked it up then, and then
were you just addicted? Like you didn't?
Oh yeah, dude, like crap. Oh yeah. So for me at the time, I didn't drive. I actually had a job that I had to commute to. So I was commuting like 4 or 5 hours a day.
Whoa,
so I would just be
hefty.
Bro.
3-4 hours?
Huge.
Bro.
You working in camp in Mexico?
Hefty. No, like
I thought you just had to take a
so,
jump and step over.
No, man, the train I mean, I think the bus system here is kind of whack. Like it's okay, but I lived in the North County, so there's like South San Diego, which is kind of like the hood, and I feel like the transit system down there is pretty proper. But when you hit like the North County, where more affluent people live and shit, you kind of like things get more scarce and more far in between. Mm-hmm. So for me, dude, I had to take a bus to a train to a bus. It was kind of wild, dude. Yeah. And then like on the weekends and shit, that shit didn't run, bro. I'd be up at like 3 a.m. on my skateboard and shit.
Cool.
Skating to like the train station, trying to catch the first train, and like, oh bro, don't even get me fucking started. Like, so glad I don't take public transit, dude. Like,
damn,
I did that shit for like since high school, bro. Like, I had a car for like my dad bought me a truck, like a beater truck, a Dodge Dakota, and it no gas gauge, broken gas gauge, piece of shit. No, dude, I broke down that shit left and right, bro. It was fucking gnarly, man. But I ended up selling that and got back on transit. But
someone bought that from you?
Oh yeah, dude, $500. Got rid of it, dude. I'm straight. Just
not a lot of vehicles that run you can't sell for $500.
Oh no, dude, it didn't. Dude, I don't think it ran. Some dude came with the trailer.
Nice.
With his son and shit. Like it was gonna be his like son's first truck. I was like, dude, that's tight. Do your thing,
Yeah. Hope you fix it up a little bit. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. But I would travel in between. I'd be stuck at these bus stations for 30, 40 minutes in between.
Yeah.
And I would just be seshing, bro. Just seshing. And at that time, the people that I was really attracted to at the time was like anything like Kendama Edmonton. Like that was kind of what was out at the time for me. So like that was probably like 6 or 7. And so believe it or not, bro, Rod, like one of your lines was like one of the sickest lines that I remember. It was like by the water and you hit this fucking loon line. It was like a regular loon flip. It was like a barrel roll shit. And I was just like, and you were by like the boat. Like go by. Yeah. Bro, that shit's burned. No, I swear, that shit's burned in my head, bro. Like that was sick. Shit that I was like, yeah, no, for real. Like that shit's classic for me. Like I was really into Alex Smith at the time. I really liked Hunter Bailey. Like Hunter Bailey was my fucking shit, dog. Like his shit was always so peaceful, and he always had like clean ass shots, and his shit was so chill all the time.
Yeah, for
sure. Good style, good style. So that was definitely like who I was into. And then 2 months into Kendama, Dave dropped his edit. I think his first edit. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like the first thing. And that's when I was like, oh, there's a different style of fucking playing, bro.
Was that the one where he had like a shot where he was like in the like
he had like fedora? He was just all fucking clean and shit. Yeah. Dog, he was like fucking b-boying in the front and shit at the beginning.
Oh man, that blew my mind,
bro. I was like, oh, I want to do that. Whatever he's doing, I want to do that. Like for me with Kendama, I always called it like people playing what I would call like a strike zone. People have like their strike zone, you know, back in the day too. It was kind of just like up and down. It was very kind of like stiff, very kind of in that realm. Okay, you know what I mean? And I feel like every once in a while, someone would kind of break out of that shit. Yeah. But for the most part, it was pretty stuck in that realm, you know? And then Dave was like, over here, fucking kicking over here. Let me hit this spin. And I was like, dude, you can hit angles with this shit. Like, yeah, angles, bro. So for me, that's kind of where I took it. Another person that really took me at the time was Chris Rodriguez. Is that his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that yo-yo dude now, right? He's like
yeah.
Dude now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the time he had some really wild string tricks, bro.
He was wild back in the
day. He was next level. Like he was next level. Yeah.
A couple yo-yoers that came out and just well, I guess he turned into a yo-yo player.
Turned into a yo-yo dude. It's kind of wild. Yeah.
It just made me think of Charles. His edit's called Herding Cats.
Yeah, no, dude. Right. Unbelievable. Before time,
right.
Bro.
That's what made me think of like a yo-yo player that like it's just like doing like, whoa, that guy's crazy. Like what the fuck?
yeah. Some of these edits they're timeless, and that's like a timeless edit. Like it's just timeless, you know.
100%.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I spent a lot of time I spent 5-6 hours playing. I remember telling myself, I don't want to go out in public and play because like this might sound stupid, but like first off, I'm black. I'm already like gonna look crazy, right? I'm playing like this Kendama in public. People don't know what it is, right? I don't want to look crazy. People ask me what I'm doing. I want to know what I'm talking about. And I don't want to look like ridiculous. I remember playing, you know what I mean? I remember playing in my house for like, just instead of watching TV and chilling, dude, I would just be standing up, clacking away, dude, cupping away, just getting comfortable with like the string and how the string goes and just getting comfortable. Yeah. And at some point I remember just taking off with it, man. Just taking off with it. Every like half the kendamas I had, I would break. I would play till they were like dust, dude, just dust. And I have a local kendama, a local skate shop actually, and I grew up there skating, and I actually know the owner, and the owner actually knew Jero. I don't know, you guys know Jero was like into rollerblading and all that stuff, right? Yeah, for sure. So I didn't know that. I didn't know who Jero was for a long time. And but this dude knew, I guess he knew who Jero was, and he was like, yo, I can get the hookup with the company. So I would have this dude get kendamas for me. Like he'd order like 10 at a time. He's like, what do you want, dude? I know nothing about this stuff. Like, what do you want, right? So I'd order like 10, and then he'd have like whatever sitting in his shop, and I'd buy like 2 or 3 at a time and come back and buy like 2 or 3 at a time. Like, wow. I remember like when those are the first things I played on, dude, tributes. Like I learned on tributes. Like heavy tributes and Ozoras were like, for me, they were classy. Like that was like my classy kendama. Like dude. What's the purple seal? What's the purple seal kendama?
Shinfuji.
No, like the actual purple one is the
the purple seal.
Sakura.
Yeah,
that one I don't have. I think
it's the Shin Sakura because the Sakura.
You're right. That one I don't have. I think I have them all, but I don't have that one. Like I have
I'm in the same boat actually.
Yeah, I think I played them all too. And the worst, dude, which one was the iciest, dude? Which one's the black? Dude, I haven't thought about this stuff in forever. No, the black seal. What's the black?
The black. That's the Shinfuji.
Yo, that shit was, dude, that was wild,
dude.
Bro.
Those ones were the most hit or miss of all of the JKs. Sure.
Dude, I had a black one, bro.
I did
too. Black one, and it was wild.
Dude, it was one of my favorite Damas, my black one.
That was my first ever lunar was on a Shinfuji.
Dude, my buddy Brett, we played in the rain for like 4 hours. He did his first lunar on my black Shinfuji as well. That's funny.
But I hit that because that shit was played to death. That combo was
beyond board.
Yeah. So I made the grip happen for that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's what you had to do with those old Damas, man. You had to earn that.
They had to be
you didn't just pop it out of a package, do lunar combo like you
dude. That's why. That's the selling point, right?
Yeah.
Like right out of the
now
pack.
It's just like you open it, it's as honed as if you've played it for fucking 6 months. Like
it's kind of wild. Yeah,
man.
So, and then I'm lazy. Yeah, it's made me lazy, bro. It just made me lazy.
A little bit. But
I'm lazy now. I'm hella lazy now. I'm lazy. I pull up a lunar. It leans. It's not honed.
This thing isn't honed. Yeah, exactly.
It's such a softie now. If you really think about it, you know what I mean. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm so spoiled.
Yeah,
dude,
but I mean,
wild.
to look on the bright side of it, right? That gives you more chances to progress forward instead of grinding through this like level of. Like, I always think about like skateboarding and how long it took you, like anybody, to fucking balance on the board. All right, now that's like a few weeks, and then take a month to learn how to push off and then stand back on the board. Like, all right, that's another few weeks.
Yeah.
And then just getting comfortable with that. And then like, fuck thinking about like ollieing or anything. That's going to be like next year type shit, you know?
Yeah. The pace it moves, like it progresses at. It's just beyond slow.
Yeah. And then Kendama is like, once you kind of like figure out, pull it up softly, catch softly, like nice big movements.
Yeah.
It gets locked pretty quickly. So to have all these Damas now that are pre-honed, then you can take that back and then just fucking jam it.
Slay.
Yeah.
Slay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, it's interesting.
Did you have a lot of people, do you have friends around you that helped you stay hyped on it?
Oh, okay. So with that, to be honest, dude, everything I learned, I did on my own. I played for like ever by myself. I don't really remember the year. I would probably say 2014, maybe 2015. In the area, I think there was Ken Diego. And I think that was a crew that was kind of doing stuff.
Ken Diego.
Yeah, down south. And I think that might have been with Adrian Esteban, to be honest, before he left. Yeah, because he was in San Diego. He's a San Diego boy.
I was trying to think. I thought I'd heard of it before.
Yeah, for sure. Like it was him and a couple other homies. But they were doing their thing. And at the time I didn't drive. And I never really considered like, bro, I'm such a loner. Like I never really would consider that kind of stuff. Like even with rollerblading, like because I had skill, like I was actually really good on skates. I kind of felt confident to kind of be around other people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With Kendama, it was entirely different. Like I felt like so great because I felt like I was an individual, bro. Like I felt like no one played this shit. I felt like it was such a fucking nerdy toy. Like it was awesome, right? So I wasn't in a rush to really like engage with anybody. Never even was on my radar, right?
Yeah.
So I was learning everything on my own. Like I did everything on my own. And even watching Kendama videos, dude, I don't really think I took too much. I never really considered like, bro, I'm such a loner. Like I never really would consider that kind of stuff. Like even with rollerblading, like because I had skill, like I was actually really good on skates. I kind of felt confident to kind of be around other people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With Kendama, it was entirely different. Like I felt like so great because I felt like I was an individual, bro. Like I felt like no one played this shit. I felt like it was such a fucking nerdy toy. Like it was awesome, right? So I wasn't in a rush to really like engage with anybody. Never even was on my radar, right? 7-8 hours, you know, my days off, I would like take my chick to work and I would just stay at the park all day, bro, and just play. And I'd be on grass, dude, fucking kicking the kendama around, getting gnarly, like getting really wild, like just putting in work. I remember learning all my bird tricks was on. It was a super cheater kendama too. It was like a Kenko, like that shit that glowed with a glow. It had like the glow cups in it.
Yeah.
It was
like the painted cups thing.
Yeah, bro. Like the bevel was gross. It's like it was like before like any bevel now. Like I can't even explain it. And I thought I was such a fucking boss because I'd be like bird flipping and shit. Like, oh, I'm a fucking G. And it was just like cheater status now. You know what I mean? But that was probably like definitely like going back, just something that I definitely remember looking on. But Ken Diego was like definitely a crew that was around, but I never really approached them. And I think I wasn't into social media at the time. I think I had a Facebook, but I never fucked with it, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think I really had a decent phone at the time. Like life was kind of hard at the time. Like I was kind of coming up in life. Like yeah, for sure. Like I'm 30. I found Kendama when I was 27. So things were cool, but I think I was living at my dad's house, bro. Like we didn't really get along too well. Just life was really rough at the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember finding Kendama and running off with that. And my chick actually, we ended up getting like not an iPhone, but like a Samsung or something, and she wanted to get Instagram. And I wasn't about it. Like I really wasn't about it. But she was like, oh, we should do one together. So her name is Thoa, Thoa, and my name's Kenyatta, course. So that's how we got my name, bro. THOKEN. So that's how we got my shit. Like originally, that's how we got. Yeah, that's how we got token. You know, that's how we got it. That's how we got it. So it used to be like, you know, the same bullshit you'd see, like food pics and shit. You know what I mean? Like it would just be like random pics from her all the time and stuff. And then dude, it's kind of crazy. Like, and then right after that, there was an event that was supposed to be happening up in my area, up in the North County. And I was like, yo, dude, we can actually go to this. And I remember waking up that day planning for it, right? And it was supposed to be like a boba spot, like a boba drink spot, right? So we were going to go, and I had just got the Instagram, right? And Kendama USA actually posted that they were going to be doing a World of Dance in Escondido, bro, which is it's my town, like in my town. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, fuck this shit. It was Dave, Christian Einetter, Carolina, and TJ, right?
Oh shit.
And I was like, oh, get the fuck out of here. What are they doing here, right? So this was 05. This is 2015. This is 2015, right? So I beeline it to go to this place, and when I get there, dude, you gotta pay to get in. And when you gotta do it, and it's like $40, bro. Like something gross. Whoa. Something gross. Like, yo, I'm not gonna see these dudes, you know? And where we were at, it was kind of like they had like an outside, like kind of like garden area where you can play and shit. And
was it now? This event was not just for Kendama, was it? Like,
oh no, it was
USA
kind
was
of like
there, but there was other.
Just kind of had a booth showcasing Kendama. Yeah, they were kind of just. It was definitely that time when Kendama was heavy into like promoting at events and stuff. When they would show up and take boxes and set up canopies and like sell to like dancers and stuff like that. Really heavy.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was definitely I remember definitely that time. And so I remember going up to this fence, and you could kind of see everything that was going on in there. So I see the Kendama booth. They got all the Kendama signs up and stuff. And I see Dave, like, Dave's doing his thing, bro, kind of like a movie. Like, he's getting interviewed and shit by, like, some camera people. And I'm like, oh, man, this guy's a fucking G. You know, this guy's a fucking rock star, right? And TJ's, like, demoing for kids, doing his thing. And I know they're selling Damas, right? And my chick's like a hard ass, bro. Like, my chick's like such a hard ass. She's like, yo, if we're not getting in, she's like, you better call them over here, dude. I'm not going to be waiting all day for this, right? So I'm like, and honestly, dude, and I'm not like that, dude. I would have waited 5 hours for like someone to like come out and take a piss and me like, yo, sir, you know, my name's whatever, you know, kind of like me, bro. I'd totally be that guy, right? I'd totally be that guy, right?
Same here, dude.
I'd totally be that dude, but she's not like that shit, bro. So I'm like standing there, and it's probably like 15-20 minutes, and she's sitting on like a bench, and she's like, dude, I can feel her eyes burning me, bro. And I'm just kind of like, you know. And then I asked someone, you know, I was like, yo, man, can you like ask one of the Kendama guys to like come over, right? And she's like, so, you know, the dude comes over and she gets TJ, right? And I'm like, oh, damn. I was like, oh, damn, it's TJ, right? I was like, fuck. But TJ comes over, right? And he's like, yo, what up, bro? And this is like, dude, this is deep in like Wings and Flags TJ and shit. This is like Fedora and TJ and shit. Right?
Oh, yeah.
He like rolls up. Hold on, he rolls up, right? And he's like, yo, man. I was like, yo, dude, TJ, what's up, man? My name's Kenyatta. I just wanted to like, you know, I can't get in, bro, but I wanted to buy a couple Kendamas off you and shit, right? And I was like, what do you have? Kind of like a deal, bro. I was like, what do you have? Ended up copying those or whatever, right? But honestly, dude, he ended up teaching me Funhouse stuff. Like, I remember that from TJ. Like, we seshed a little bit. He's like, oh, you want to sesh, bro? Like, because I was done. I like copped a couple of Kendamas. He's like, you can't get in, bro. You want to sesh? I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude, for sure. So I remember seshing with him, and he taught me Funhouse or whatever, right? And my chick's standing there, and she like loves Dave, bro. She's like Vietnamese and shit, and she like loves Dave, right? She's like all about Dave's style. So she's like, she looks at TJ, she's like, can you get Dave over here? And I was like, oh, shit. And TJ busts like this. TJ goes, oh, what the TJ kind of goes like, ugh, you know? And but he goes and does it anyway, right? Dude, I was like taken aback. I was like shook, dog. I was like, oh, I can't believe she did that shit. Right?
Oh my god. This is awesome.
She's like, you know, like, dude, she like totally just interrupts. Okay, you can bring Dave, bro. So Dave comes over, right? Dave comes over and shit, and he comes out and he has Kalipa with him and stuff, his little dog, right?
Yeah.
And he comes out and he's like, "Oh man, what's up, dude? My name's Dave." And I was just like, "Yo, dude, it's an honor to meet you, man. It's like honestly, bro, it's just an honor, man. Like, good to meet you, dude." And he was like, "Oh, you're leaving?" He's like, "Oh, you're leaving?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I got my Kendamas, dude. I met you, man. I'm straight." He's like, "Well," he's like, "No, man, stay. I'll see what I can do. I'll try to get you in." And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck, dude?" I was like, "Okay." So I wait a little bit, and next thing I know, dude, this fool got me fucking in, dog. So I'm fucking in, bro. So next thing you know, I'm fucking hanging out with these guys, dog. Like at the fucking, at the Kendama booth, bro.
Booth. Yeah.
Talking to iNetter, and that's at the time when like iNetter had his GT prospect out, but he couldn't show nobody and shit. So I'm up in here like I've never even met people, and I'm already getting in on like the insides and shit. Like this is fucking wild, right? So Dave's like out there dancing and freestyling and doing his thing or whatever, right? And I remember sessioning with iNetter, messing with Kendamas and stuff, and after all that, Dave ends up sitting down, and I remember I hit this line. At that time, I was really into hitting like shit off the rails and stuff because I was still really rollerblading and stuff, right? So that's kind of how I got my inspiration and shit. So I remember hitting something off the rail right in front of Dave, like dude, Dave's sitting right there by the fucking rail, and it was like, bink! And I kicked it and fucking spiked that shit, and like half spun out of it right in front of him, right? And he was like, "Oh, fucking Dave, dude fucking goes off," right? And I remember it was at the time when like, dude, first time I ever felt like Kendama hype when everyone around in this fucking place was like, "What the fuck's going on over here?" Right?
Yeah.
Jumps off and shit, and after that, Dave's just like, "Dude, I'm fucking watching you, bro." He's like, "I'm fucking watching you," And I remember that leaving High on Life and shit, and literally, bro, if you were to go all the way to the beginning of my Instagram, that's like the first Kendama post I have or of that event. So I remember at that time, people thought that I was already kind of like on the team or with the fucking people and shit. And it was just kind of like coincidence, dog, like straight up. So
you just fell into your spot where you were meant to be.
Yep. So I remember
that's sick.
Yep. I remember sessioning. So I remember going back to sessioning and shit, doing my thing or whatever. And do you guys remember, what was it? It was Sweet's 3 Trick Thursday, bro. That's how I got Chill Chick Tuesday, dude. Real shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like simple fucking rip. Like I love that shit. Yeah, like at the time it was like, what, Miles Gibson and stuff. I remember seeing all that stuff. And
oh yeah.
So at the time I started posting those or whatever. And Dave had, I remember posting and looking at the comments, and I physically like saw the comment pop up from Dave saying like, "I'm watching you," and I was like, "Oh fuck, what the fuck, dude? What the hell?" And then after that, there was I think he had got my number, so I called him, and he had said that they were doing an event up in LA, and it was a blading cup, bro. They did a blading cup.
Oh, that's sick.
So I was like, "Yo, this is the fucking coolest shit ever, dog." So I'm on the inside of a blading event. So now I'm meeting all I'm meeting all these blading fucking G's and shit, dude.
Hell yeah.
And I'm hanging out with Dave and TJ, and dude, I met Jake. That's when I met Jake. So Jake had came down with what's his name, dude? He lives in not Denmark. He's the DJ, Harold Boyson. Harold. So I met Jake and Harold. Yep, I met Jake and Harold for the first time there, and I met Keith and Fame and Casey. They had brought their family.
Oh, the Crystal
And
Balls.
yeah, and I don't know if you know, but I think Fame is cousins with John Julio, which is basically like the Godfather rollerblading, bro. Like one of like the G's and shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dog. Like I think they're like that's kind of how they were there.
Oh,
definitely because Kendama, but they're like deep, so it's kind of sick. But
that's super sick.
Yeah, so I got to showcase and demo Dama there, and then I got to see the Blade Cup, and I got to meet full circle. I got to meet Montre Livingston there, like the dude that got me into Kendama. Yeah. So I took a picture with him and shit, and
damn.
Yeah, dude, like life was good. Like after that, things were really cool. That was when Jake had just. Before Jake went pro, and Jake showed me his gray Moon Man, like a Moon Dama.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, just like, what the hell? This is crazy. But he was definitely like, yo, like the idea of what I didn't know the whole concept yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was super like a demo. That's how I didn't get it, dude. But when it came out, I was blown away. You know, I was totally blown away with the idea. You know, like how good he marketed it and the idea behind it, just like lunar tricks, just like the whole fucking space concept had me blown away.
Hell yeah, man!
Yeah.
But, classic Jake Weens.
Yeah. So the best picture I have, like the best picture of my life I have, is with Dave. And there's this dude named, one of the best rollerblading pros. His name is Chris Haffey. And I kind of ran into him once or twice, you know, during like rollerblading events. My bad, but I'd be like terrified to walk up to him and shit. He was just like such a G dude, like terrified.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, he actually rides for Nitro Circus and shit. You know, like
shit.
You know
yeah,
that
I know Nitro Circus.
Yeah, he's like the only rollerblader in that shit, dude. There might be 2 or 3 now.
Whoa.
But he was the first rollerblader on the Nitro Circus tour.
He must be
like,
crazy then.
Oh no, he's doing big things. He's like the one dude doing big things with rollerblading, like for sure. So he's just like one of my idols growing up, right? We have the same birthday and everything, right? Super to the day, like the year and everything, like super fucking nerd and shit, right? Like
yeah.
So I was like always scared to approach this dude, right? And I remember he was at the event at the Blade Cup, and I was with Dave, and I was like, "Yo, dude, Chris Haffey's right there, bro." He was like kind of by the Kendama booth, and I was like, "Yo, man, I want to like say what's up." He's like, "Dude, why not, man? I'm like, fuck it, let's just go." But he was kind of scared too. He was like kind of nerding out too. And we're like, "Man, fuck it, dude. If we just go together, dude, fuck it, right?" So we walk up. He was like with this chick at the time and shit. And I'm like, you know, I tap him on the shoulder. "Excuse me, Chris." I was like, "Yo, dude, my name's Kenyatta, man, dude. I would love to just get a picture with you, right?" And he was like, "Yo, dude, what's up, man?" "Hell yeah, for sure, right?" And there's this other blader named Eric Bailey, dude. He's a fucking legend, dude. And he was hanging out with him. He's like, "Yo, man, let me get in this shit," right? So I was like, "Oh, fucking bonus, dog." So it's me and Dave, and you can do. Dave looks all fucking scared and shit, and I'm just like fucking hyped, dog. And so it's me, Happy, Bailey, and Dave, bro. That's like my fucking favorite fucking picture. Like to this day, I was like, this is like the coolest fucking shit ever. So
that's sick.
Yeah. Like that was definitely when things kind of popped off. And for me, I never really thought about things kind of happened so fast, bro. Like I never really thought about being sponsored or anything like that. I definitely played just because I thought it was super, super nerdy, right? And when Kendama events kind of started happening, I kind of freaked out, to be honest. I was definitely like, "Yo, this is mine." I remember my chick, like I remember going to an event, like my first event, and I remember like my chick's like, "Oh, go hang out." Oh, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but
not all
good.
Yeah.
The first pro I had met was Sweets and Max Norcross. They had came to an event, and I actually bought like a Sweets ATAC or something from him, one of those like all rainbow colored. Like I remember buying that.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought the pictures. Yeah, and that was when Max had just won, being on like the pro team, just won the pro spot and stuff. So that was super rad. But my chick was telling me to like play in front of people and do all this stuff. And honestly, bro, that was when so first Kendama event ever, right? I'm already like terrified. I'm shaking, dude. I'm like such a softie, dude. Like I hate like public shit, right? So I'm walking in and I walk in.
Whoa, are you worried to just play in front of people? Like you're not competing?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, not
general?
compete, just to play in front of people, dude. I was like terrified, just to play in front of people, like terrified, right? So I walk into this Kendama event, right, dude, and it's fucking Matt Ballard doing like his pull-up triple fucking gunslingers and shit, dude. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? It was when iNetter was with what's his name, dude? Micah. It was Micah.
Oh yeah.
And Earl, it was EJ. EJ was down there. Yeah, it was when he was up in LA, and it was like his whole LA squad was all there. And I didn't know them at the time or whatever, right? And at that time, I to be honest, dude, I was a ghost there. Like no one even knew I was there, bro. Like I remember I was like scared, dude. I didn't even introduce myself. Like Max in like Sweets, I like really respected at the time. So it's like, do I really want to like meet them? I remember seeing like Max's like videos and stuff, so I definitely wanted to meet him at the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't introduce myself to those guys, so I felt like I was in there and kind of just drifted in. I was there for an hour or two and just ghosted out, dude.
So that was before you saw the
that was before the whole. That was the whole before all that. So that was like
KUSA
my first ever that was like my first like ever Kendama event, and then that event ended up happening a couple months later.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that at the time that was when Tribe had first started. You know, like I think Wyatt was the first person to be announced. And that was kind of at the time where I was like, yo, dude, this kid maybe be like a thing, you know, where I kind of had like a tingling, like, yo, this might be something I can like do, you know. I remember when Kenko had did theirs, and I really wanted to try for that one, and I didn't have the technology at the time, and I really felt like I could have like maybe been on that team, you know, and I really, really wanted to try for that one, but wasn't able to at the time.
Yeah.
So then when Tribe came up, I was like, yo, dude, this shit, they're like opening up this, like, maybe this is a possibility. I don't know what this is about, but it seems like a thing. And I think after that Rollerblade Cup, I had started talking to TJ a lot, you know, and because TJ's down in San Diego. So that's when I started like hanging out with him a lot and I would do jams down here with him. I would kind of hang out with him and kind of like see what that vibe was about, seeing what Kendama selling was about, and kind of just teaching children, you know, kind of communicating Kendama to kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of understanding that. And I did that for a while, and they had a West Coast Kendama. It was a West Coast toy fair, and they had it in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I went out there and I rode with TJ. And believe it or not, TJ had to do a birthday party before that event. TJ used to do birthday parties, right? And oh no, dude, TJ's a fucking rock star, bro. That's just gangster. I thought that was pretty sick.
That's super sick.
Dude, come on, bro. Come on, dog. That's kind of tight. You know what I mean? Like, really, dude.
But I'm just like curious of like what would happen, because you know, like Bobo.
Bro, I've done a few birthdays, bro. I've done a few birthdays, dog. Like, I come with a few Kendamas. We sesh Kendama.
Yeah.
I like give away a few Kendamas. Parents are happy. You know what I mean? Like, the kids are genuinely stoked. You know what I mean?
Totally.
You show up. You just show up. Like, mom, I'll bring Kendamas. You know what I mean? I'll bring the fun.
Right.
They already have everything set up. Dude, you show up, it's fucking pizza, soda, all kinds of cake and shit. You just chow down, dude. They're like, they treat you like a king, bro. It's kind of tight. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we.
Oh man.
No. What were you gonna say? No. Hell yeah. Ask away.
How do these families get in contact? Are they contacting USA and then they're
no. So like you would do.
Shit?
No, so you would do like a Kendama, you would do a Kendama event, you know what I mean? A toy fair, or like a soccer event where they're selling Kendamas, and a mom might be like, oh, do you do birthdays? And you're like, what the hell kind of question is that? Yeah.
Like my own? Of course. I celebrate my birthday.
And you're like, no, this is how it goes. And you're like, sure. They're like, how do I contact you? Twiztakat at Gmail? All unprofessional. Like, all right. And then you're just like, that was before I had like a Kendama USA card or something, you know what I mean? But you just give them your card, dude. They just pick up on your email, you know what I mean? Schedule wherever, dude. And it's pretty legit. Like, it's really straightforward.
Okay. Hold on. I think we missed the spot though. How do you have a card already? Sounds like, were you volunteering with TJ to do these events?
Oh no. Like, so
he didn't have one back then.
No, at the time I didn't. So at the time I had actually like, I don't even think I knew I was going to this birthday, bro. I think we're going to Vegas, and he's like, oh, yo, dude, I got to stop at this birthday. And I was like, what the hell? So I ended up at this birthday for like a second, seeing what he does there. And I was like, okay, this is new. This is interesting. All right. And then,
but even going to the event in Las Vegas, like, you were in KUSA already? Were you
no. So all this is so
you're volunteering your time.
Yeah, I felt like I spent a lot of time, a long time, kind of like hanging out with them before I ended up on the team, dude, to be honest. I felt like I spent a good couple months, like easy, like a half a year. At the time, I really wanted to be Dave's pick, but Dave had picked Logan at the time.
Yeah.
Dave had picked Logan, and at the time he told me, he's like, I already got the super rad kid, I really love him, he's gonna be like the future, like pick Logan. So I was like, okay, cool. And then Turner had Dama Derek. I don't remember his name. He was around for a little bit, and
yeah.
Damn, I can't remember his last name, but he was doing his thing for a while. He was out of Utah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I vaguely remember him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dama, yeah. So we had Derek, and then TJ at the time didn't have anybody, and so we go to this birthday party, right? And it ends up being for this, this random kid, but it ended up being a friend of Dylan, like D Westy.
Oh.
So D Westy was like a friend of one of these kids' birthday parties we went to, right? It was out in Marietta where D Westy was, bro. So this is like young little Slayer D Westy with all his little bros, right? In like middle school, doing whatever. Session Kendama, when Kendama was prime, like when it hit, right? When like that boom happened, right?
Yeah.
So that's when D Westy was like doing his thing. And so we met him there. And I remember we still have like the group picture out by like the pool in the backyard. It's like a really wealthy family, dude. They like have like a pool in the back. And I remember all balling out and stuff. And yeah, so we have that picture, and then we go off to Vegas. And that's where I met Alex Smith. J-Ro was there. So I got to meet Jeremy. And then who else was there? I don't know if Alyssa was there. But I think that's who I got to meet. It was Jay, and I got to hang out with Jake again. So it's Jay, TJ, Dave, Alex Smith. So it's the main old heads, dude. Except for like
Yord.
I didn't meet Yord yet.
Yeah.
And Colin.
I didn't meet. I think I had met Colin. I don't remember when I went, but at some point I took a trip up to LA, and I stayed the night with iNetter, and then I got to meet Colin on my own. So I met Colin through iNetter. But I got to hang out with like KUSA for a few days and see how they like do their thing and invite them all out and kind of just like see if I'm cool and shit. And that's when we ended up filming the Vegas desert session video.
Oh yeah.
So that's like the first video I'm ever in. Super fucking scared, like stiff as like stiff AF, just like terrified to be filming, but like, happy at the same time, watching these dudes sesh. And oh my God, bro. For me, I don't land my tricks fast ever. Like none of my tricks, I don't ever get them quick. They don't take 5 minutes. They're never 10 minutes. They're never on accident. I'm like seshing like 45 easy, bro. Like 45 minutes. Like this is gonna be a workout. Like even if I know the line, bro, like it doesn't even matter. Like it's kind of nuts. It's a miracle if I get it under like 15 minutes. Like I swear. Like I swear, like no bullshit. Like any trail trick, dog, I'm like grinding, dog. Like my shirt might not look blown out. It might have been a cool ass day, but I'm like sweating. I'm fucking dying, dog. I bring extra tees, G. Like I bring extra tees. Trying to look a little fancy on a Tuesday, bro. But I bring extra tees, dog. You know what I mean?
That's legit.
So I'm always like, dude, I'm always grinding my shit. So I remember doing that with them. And all those guys got their tricks fairly quickly, bro. Filming different angles and shit. I'm like, yo, you film your tricks twice? What the hell is that about? Are you serious? You know what I mean? Like this whole different experience of Kendama that I didn't know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember I think I got the ender in that edit. And I remember like, it took me forever, bro. It wasn't that crazy of a trick, but at the time it just took forever. But I remember grinding it and being super stoked and everything like that. But that was like the first time, and I remember that was kind of the talk around Kendama, whether I was on Kendama USA, and I remember that's when it started kind of brewing around and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like for sure.
Who is that brewing from? Just the people around you? Like
I feel like just like people seeing him in the edits. I remember that too, because like people are talking about it. Like, yo, who's this Kenyatta guy? He's just in the KUSA edits. Like,
like what the fuck?
Is he on the team? Like, yeah,
totally. So I kind of remember that kind of starting and stuff. And even then, I don't think I was like legit yet. They might have given me like a box, bro. You know, and that was kind of it. Like, no, seriously,
a
like
shirt,
kind of like,
tribute shirt.
Yeah, a couple of Kendamas, like, see what's up.
Yeah.
And they didn't hint at anything. They're just like, oh, here's stuff. Like, cool.
Well, it seemed like, at the time, to be honest, it was really on TJ. Like TJ picked. It was TJ's pick. Like it was on TJ. Like at the time, it seemed like they were only getting one person. And I remember there was another dude that was kind of, at the time, he was really big in San Diego. His name was David Mock. He was kind of doing his thing down here. And I really thought that he could have been it too. Like honestly, I was doing like events with him and TJ. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember doing, you know, events with Dave. You know, just me and Dave, kind of like doing that and stuff. So at that time, I wasn't sure, and I really do feel like TJ wasn't sure either. Like straight up, he wasn't sure. And then one day he hit me up and like made it official, and I was like, okay, you know, that's legit or whatever. And I think that's when they were talking about like flying me up to like SF to see Jake to like film the edit and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like when shit got real, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it had taken a while or whatever, but then he had actually picked me, and then I think I don't know how he had ran into Dylan, bro. I think he had done another like birthday or another saw Dylan again, but ultimately he picked Dylan again for like his, you know, another pick. Yeah. So honestly, I feel like to be honest, bro, I feel like Dave was just like, when I would talk to Dave, I felt like Dave was just putting in everybody's ear. Like he's like, dude, you need to be on the team. He's like, you need to be on the team. I don't give a fuck. How you be on the team? I don't care. You know, he doesn't talk like that. He's like, yo, dude, I don't care. You need to be on the team. He's like, you just need to be on the team. He's like, you need to be on this platform. He's like, you need to be able to be seen. People need to be able to see you. You know, Dave talks, man. He's like, like, I don't care. He's like, I'm going to talk to Turner. I'm going to talk to Jake. It doesn't matter. I don't care who you go with, dude. You can't go with me, but it's cool. Like, you're just going to be on the team chilling.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, at the time, I don't feel like TJ had a pick, but this dude was pressed, bro. So he like picked me, and then Dylan's like his legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You kind of feel me? I was you get that, right?
Yeah, I see. That's funny because when you were talking about it, I was like, I swear Dylan was TJ's
legit.
pick.
Yeah,
I don't remember. And then I was
hard.
like, but wait, then where did Kenyatta come in?
I just weaseled in there.
Nice. That's perfect. Like I said, man, it's like you just like stumbled into your spot like that. And then all of a sudden it's in your hometown. You're just
dude, like beautiful. It popped off. Yeah, it was actually the same. Yeah, that's so after that, dude. So after that, things got really, really, really cool, man. I think that was when I don't know. I think for the most part, dude, other than I haven't went to a KWC, so that's still like on my like, okay, listen, I still want to get to Canada, bro.
Oh yeah, bud.
I still want to see the shop. Like that's like, those are like my two. But other than that, dude, I think I've done everything I've wanted for Kendama. Like, you know what I mean? As far as kind of just meeting people on my list and getting more than I could ever ask for, basically. You know what I'm saying? But what's possible, you know? So it's kind of interesting, you know? Totally. It happened really quick. Like after that, I think I got like to go to, you know, MKO. I got to see the sweet shop. The OG sweet shop was like the first year I went, you know, I got to see the OG sweet shop. I met, when things got real, bro, for me with Kendama was when I wasn't sponsored yet, but Daniel Robinson was someone I really liked too, like string trick wise, and like they had actually, it was him, Chris Bosch, and Bonds when they were on Kenco or whatever, and they actually did an event in San Diego. They were traveling, going up the coast or something, and they actually made it a point to go to that one. And I remember running into Daniel, you know, Giro, and I had said that, I was like, yo, man, you know, my name's Kenyatta or whatever. And he's like, oh, I know who you are. You know, it's like Instagram was still 15 seconds, dog. You know what I mean? Like it was still super short, but it was kind of when things started to kind of cross over, and I started to really like see people, like who are people that have been following me since the beginning, like Jared Porter, bro. He's been following me since like day one, like one of like my first followers, like straight up. Like there's a handful of dudes who've been like there since day one, like commenting on my shit like way back in the day, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like crazy to finally like meet those people, you know what I mean, and cross paths with those people and shit. It's interesting, man. Even just doing this, like this is something I never would have ever like would come of Kendama, you know what I mean? But it's kind of crazy we're like officially on the other side, and I'm like spreading my stories and giving my wisdom, you know, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
The evolution is like, it's just that, always evolving, always, you know, turning to the next page, and all the shit that we've seen in the past is just like kind of forgotten, but at the same time, a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah,
you know, even people who are wanting to maybe possibly be sponsored and stuff. You know, like I remember plenty of comments back in the day. I forget specifically where, but I remember them where people were saying like, you know, how do you get sponsored? Like that's still a question that goes around.
Oh yeah, no, that was definitely heavy.
Social. How do you get sponsored? How do you get sponsored? And you'll see some people, you know, it's fucking a little, I don't know, a little salty, but like feeling to it, which is hard to describe through text,
through message for sure.
But saying like you have to be like a friend. They only like bring their friends on the team, some shit.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that.
Which I totally like. You can't like hate on people for that because at that time it's like that's like it was so hard to find other people like from a distance to be a part of the team. Like
you couldn't just go on your phone and pluck them out and be like, "Yo, this dude has steez." You know what I mean? Like, let's send them a pack and see what's up. You know, so it's kind of just like, oh no, it felt genuinely organic. Do you know what I mean? Like the most organic of organic. And even with Dylan and TJ, bro, like those dudes are meant to like meet. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And once like Logan developed, I was like, bro, I like believe Dave's pick. Like Dave knew what the fuck he was doing. You know what I mean? Like it all kind of like even he chose Gavin too. Like ultimately chose Gavin too. Yeah. Like all these dudes are all savage, bro. Like he saw that shit. So it's kind of interesting to see. Like for me, I'm not saying it worked, but you know,
a little bit of like right place, right time.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of, what is it? Hard work meets kind of like that right time. You know, like I was grinding long before I met Dave. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
And I happened to hit that spike in front of him. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what did it. Where it's like, who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and you were like kind of doing it for yourself too, right? It's like, I think that's a big part that kind of is almost overlooked when people think like, oh, I want to be sponsored or like I want to be on a team or something. It's like, if that's what your goal is, it's like not really how you attain that, you know, the whole
it's so different now.
Thing is like you're doing it because you love it. And like, if you do that, then you'll be, you get shown love in return essentially. Right.
I mean, Kendama is such a different thing now, bro. Like for me, like I remember sitting with like it was like first camp with Dave. It was like not Weekend in the Woods, but it was his first camp he had done.
NKR,
bro. Yeah. And Yord was out there. I think that was the first time I met Yord. And we had actually, after all it was over, we were on the ride back to his flight. And he had said after that whole event, he was kind of really taken aback by like Kendama because he was like, this is the first time where I feel like it's kind of like a sport.
Yeah.
Where moms are kind of like, you know, on their kids' shoulders, like, you got this, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you kind of feel me, right? Like where it kind of started having that vibe, right? And he was kind of like, yo, this is like a crossover. Like it's getting kind of interesting right now. He's kind of like, yo, he felt like me. He's like, yo, man, I kind of just like to play this nerdy toy every once in a while. Like, relieve a little stress, bro. This is getting a little heavy for me. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what's up, right? Yeah. So to me, it's kind of like, so with skateboarding, it's kind of just like, you know, like there's parents out there that are like coaching their kids to do it at that age, you know, 5, 6, 7, you know, and they go pro. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, like, I had this conversation kind of just with like, we had talked about it on the team with like age and going pro, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't think it should be an issue. No. Me personally, you know what I mean? I felt like if anything, it would be more motivating for kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? To want to try to like achieve that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to approach that. You know, I find myself, like I found Kendama when I was 27, right? And I find myself like wondering like, yo, what if I would have found Kendama in high school? Like, would I have like, you know what I mean? And I was a kid, would I have like wanted it? Would I have like stuck with it? You know, even talking to DUSD and watching him like go through high school and graduate, he would talk about how he get clowned on like hard, but he stuck with it. And then it's kind of funny because he then got some clout, right? He then like got sponsored and started missing classes in school because I got to go to Japan or missing classes. Like, really think about it. Do you know what I mean? People they're like, at some point you cross over from being a joke to being like, oh, dude, this guy's kind of, kind of serious. Like, cool shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I got a pro mod, bro. Like, I got a pro mod. You know what I mean? Like, that's
exactly.
kind of gangster.
It's like,
you know
I'm making royalties, man.
You know what I mean? Like, that's hardcore. Like, straight up, dude. So it's to me, it can definitely be like done. I guess it's just in this world we live in, bro. It's just coming off organic, dog. I can't explain it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all this process stuff we see, dude, it's just kind of like, if you come off at any sort of like any sort of cringe or any sort of goof, or if I get any sort of like, you're forcing this or this is not natural, it's not cool. You know what I mean? It's not gonna fly. And I think that's kind of how everyone ends up kind of where they've ended up with Kendama for the most part. I mean, I would have to really look, more specific with people, but I think in general, especially for our time, I felt like that's kind of how you got where you got, you know what I mean? Just natural,
natural, knowing people, making connections.
Like, there's genuinely no formula, dude. And it's kind of like, so I've always looked at Kendama like skateboarding, how there's like generations and stuff. So, like, I would consider like Colin's Gen 1. Like, those are all like Gen 1 dudes to me. I would consider you like, I would still consider you, Rod, like you're Gen 1 for me. You know what I mean? Like, those are like the dudes I kind of saw when I saw them. They created tricks for me. Like, I didn't see anything from Japan other than that like one dude with the jumbo who was kind of killing it in the parking lot. I think I saw that one dude, right? That guy. And I think that's probably, but all I saw were like Colin, like those guys. So for me, those are all Gen 1 dudes, right?
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I'm coming in kind of like Gen 1, Gen 2. That's kind of when I felt like I took the tricks and kind of progressed off of what you guys kind of created and kind of like laid down. And then the Gen 3 people would be like, who would be like Gen 3? Because I still feel like the Gallaghers are kind of like Gen 2, Gen 3.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they're like on the cusp of going.
They're on the cusp. You kind of get me, right? They're early too. They're like late too. You feel me though? Like, there's things like that. And with Kendama, the way it progressed was, it was like, slow. Then Gen 2 progressed kind of decent, dog. Like, they elevated whatever, right? But Gen 3 and rollerblading was when it was like 6 switch ups on the handrail and shit. When it was like gnarly, bro. And that's kind of what happened with Gen 3 with Kendama. It took off, dog. It really took off. Like, those people took like the Gen 2 tricks and just blew them up. You know what I mean? And then the progression, the internet and everything else is keeping up too, right? It's speeding up too, bro. Like, Instagram gets better, our cameras get better, Kendamas get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We start putting up tutorials and shit. Like, so for me, it was like, I don't have a fucking tutorial, dog. I didn't know what the fucking, I was looking at a Kendama like,
yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
It's
telling me
funny,
it's kind of
it's
cool.
funny to think about like how much the Kendama community has to thank YouTube for. Really?
Oh no, it's wild.
Like,
it's wild.
Even like you said, like you found your first like videos and shit through YouTube.
Through
like,
YouTube,
a fucking suggested video. Like, it told you to watch that. Like, their
Oh,
algorithm.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It definitely made lives greater, dude, for sure.
Yeah, and like a lot of like in the old days before there was like an FKC or like fucking Downspike or any of that shit, we would like, you'd post a YouTube video and somebody'd comment on it. That was how you connected with people. And it was like,
there was
oh shit, like Matt Ballard commented on my video, like, or like whoever.
There was like not even forums, dude. It was concession stand. I remember
concession stand.
I remember
shout out Tyler Marshall. I saw him recently.
That's what's up. Deal with what was it? Deal. I used to go on Deal with the SF, and then I think the kindergarten. Did he have his page at the time? I think that was kind of it, dude.
Ken Garden must have been up back then.
I think he might have had way back when, dude. But I don't really remember too many other outlets, dude, to really get anything other than edits, bro. That was definitely that time when it was like, yo, an edit's up, yo, someone posted something, like that's tight. Yeah, that's when it was effective, or I still think it's really genuine. I mean, Instagram's so beat, kind of, to me. Totally. I mean, I really need to like not do it, just disappear for like a few months and just make an edit. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Just cool it out. It's kind of what
it's just because it's like
there needs to be more edits.
it's oversaturated and people have looked at it as the norm. So it's like where before like edits were the norm. So it was, you're supposed to go out with the camera and grind for like a month or so and then edit it for another few weeks and put it out and shit, and then get the fucking copyright claim for the song. So you're like, you're chilling, right? And then we're fucking gonna redo the song with it. But then with Instagram, it's like instant. You can do it, and now everyone's got this shit, so it's like perfect. It's a good camera.
Dude,
like,
it's even more gnarly.
Yeah,
dude. I do everything on my phone, dude. To be honest,
everybody does. People, this is a wallet now, man.
Yeah, dude,
it's true.
I'm waiting for when they're gonna be like $2,000. Are we gonna be paying like $3,000? I have like a car in my pocket, dog. You know what I mean? Like at some point, like is the price just gonna stop? Like is the price just gonna stop going up?
Dude, like
I mean, that's a whole other conversation.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, don't even get me started on like technology, bro. Like,
it's fucked up.
It definitely has helped.
Yeah,
create the growth of Kendama and had to spread like a lot quicker. Like again, like a lot of people always compare to skateboarding. You think about like, Dogtown days, like how it was definitely like the community's strong and it grows from that. And then there's just like droplets of it all over the place.
Yeah,
but it would be hard to really like disperse all that energy to connect with one another, all those different groups and shit.
Yeah, there's no connection, right?
Yeah.
The connection is like a picture in a magazine, which takes, one picture from how long ago from,
Yeah.
So like think if there was no internet, so we would still see in those skate videos and the ski videos, okay, someone messing with the Kendama, and then it would probably
think about how long it would like take if you ever got lucky to like catch it. You know what I mean? The transition.
You would have to come. You would have to like these people who got it at the beginning and put it in these videos. They were people who came to Japan and got this shit, brought it back, and gifted it out because no one else had the access to it. So there you go. You forgot Gen 0. All the people in Japan.
Straight up, right? Yep. Handed it down, right?
Yeah. And then they grinded for however many, dude. What, like I can't even 100 years in Japan.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
doing the same shit. Yeah, and then Gen 1 season.
Yeah, we're Gen 2 then, apparently. It was a long Gen 1.
Oh god.
Yeah. Dude. I mean, if you want to go back further than that, you go back to like the Bilbo K.
The negative.
The Godfather.
Yeah.
Negative 1.
That's Gen 0.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or back to the Ayagak, the fucking thing from Greenland with the deer horn.
I never know how to say it.
I only know the word because of the Chrome Dama they put out a while ago. It said it on the side of it. Like I think Rolf told me how to actually pronounce it.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying it right, Rolf. Give me shit if not. I know you will.
But holy shit, dude. This has been we've been grinding an hour just of digging.
Just clowning.
Some good
digging in deep history.
We're not done digging yet, bud.
Not at all. I have so much more in my little like sheet of notes that I want to talk about. But
no, for sure.
We finally, I think covered all of the tribe, how you got on there, the bringings from a young twisted kitten to a twisted cat have been laid out. Quick question: why is a twisted cat? Are you a cat guy?
Oh no, to be honest, dude, I've always been into like design and clothing and stuff since I was like a kid. And I think I came up with that when I was in like middle school, bro. So I started like signing the cat on my signature. So when I sign stuff, I put the cat on there and everything. So I started doing that in middle school, bro. So if anyone wants to like call me out, I got like pictures, I got paintings, I got like old clothes, bro. Like I would like go to like all these surplus shops and like, like trucker hats, and I would paint it on my trucker hats and I put it on hoodies and shit. So like I got all kinds of clothes I would just make with like my homies and stuff. Just back in the day, dude, I always thought it would be like a clothing company or something I would just kind of make down the road. Yeah. Just kind of something I really, really thought was super rad. I really like the logo. It was something I designed. I have it tatted on my back and shit.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit. So something
you gave me one of those shirts that is
like, dude, for sure,
like splatter or whatever.
Yep.
I still rock
like
that
first
shirt.
Gen,
that
dude.
shirt's sick.
Yeah, that was definitely like my first gen like Kendama like shirt for sure, man. That's a classic.
Fuck yeah.
I definitely So it's definitely just something it's just something I've been doing my whole life.
I definitely got Warner Brother vibes when I first saw that logo. I remember.
That's what's up. Clean.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of like some Animaniacs vibe, like peeking through a square box kind of thing.
Yeah. It's definitely clean. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So let's dive into that.
That's definitely the vibe.
Yeah, you definitely have, like you were saying, since you were in young middle school, thinking about fashion, colors, possibly creating a brand for yourself with the Twiztakat logo and name and stuff. So you must have thought really strong about this. Did you have any like pre-influence from like family members or just like your surrounding area, or just like from yourself, from inside your heart? You're like, I like
kind of just
to look good and think more about the apparel.
Kind of just me personally, man. I remember growing up, I always just was into drawing, like freehand drawing and stuff like that. I was really into painting. I always took art classes in high school, and I was part of ASB, the publicity group in high school and stuff. So I was the person doing like all the tagged banners and stuff for like homecoming and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I was definitely a part of all that. But I was always just really immersed by just kind of like that whole fashion thing. I mean, I'm really like cheap with like clothes in general. Like I don't really get the whole like pricing on things, but just like the style and idea of it and stuff, the culture behind it's something I really follow a lot. A really big influence would be just kind of like at the time when rap was really big, was probably like Lil Wayne. It was definitely Kanye and Pharrell, and all those dudes were wearing like Bape. Bape's really huge in Japan. You know what I mean? So like all that like really loud stuff was kind of just my lane at some point in my life, and those are kind of things that I really kind of gravitated to. A lot of skateboard companies kind of bit off that and kind of did their own versions of stuff. Like Crew, Supra is probably like one of my favorite like shoe companies I really like. There's just a lot of companies out there that I really like their aesthetic and what they do. You know what I mean? And I always kind of thought it was really, this might sound weird, but it's kind of crazy to think that you pay money to like advertise for a company. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I pay money to wear Nike on my chest, so someone can then be like, "Yo, that's a tight shirt. Let me get that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. So I remember I would go through like long stints of not wearing any logos and just having like blank ass tees and shit because I didn't want to like fuck with that shit anymore. You know what I mean? So I've always just felt like someone who kind of just want to like.
Yeah. You stamp like the brand image on.
Oh no, for sure.
You know.
Oh yeah, it's definitely just a lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, for some people, that's what they want to buy into. Like they see Nike is all about athletes, people who are active out there doing it. And they're like, yeah, like I am that kind of person, or I want to be that kind of person. So that's the brand I choose.
I definitely get that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely felt like there's certain companies, I mean, I'm still kind of torn by just with like, I don't know all the ins and outs of production and whatever. And even then, they're just so big. I'm kind of just like, dude, you don't need my money, bro.
Yeah, totally.
You don't need my money, dude. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? But that's definitely just something I've always been into. I've always been into shoes. I've always been into like blowing up skates. You like rollerblades are expensive, bro. Like a skateboard's what, like $100, $120.
Right, completely.
You know? Like a baller deck, right? What, like 150?
I mean, for like the deck alone, probably like, I mean, I'm thinking Canadian dollar too, like 100. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking?
Like a full setup, probably like 250.
You know what I'm saying?
For nice shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, so I'm thinking like, dude, rollerblades are like easy, like $300-$400. Like, easy. Yeah. And you're like, that doesn't include like, you know, all the interchangeable pieces and all the souping up you can do to them. You could drop like 600 easy on like rollerblades and haven't even like hit the dirt. You know what I mean? Haven't even put them on the concrete, dog. So
but
I remember.
Wouldn't that shit like last longer than a skateboard as well?
Oh no, for sure. Like I think there's a lot of interchangeable pieces. Deck, at least, I guess. Oh no. Yeah. Maintenance on rollerblades, I felt like was pretty chilling for the most part. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you're not going through like dirt, rolling through water or anything too crazy.
It depends on if you're ripping around in the rain, you're gonna fuck up your
Like California streets are soft streets. We're kind of babied here. It's not like New York or like Pittsburgh or something where it's just like gravel and it's just like raw, gnarly, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah. So it's cool, man. I definitely Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, but rollerblading's weird, man. I've skateboarded forever, and I've never really gotten into rollerblading.
Really?
Like I tried it once. I don't know if I've told this story, but I think I might have. Either way, the first time I ever tried rollerblades was when Matt Rice came to Canada.
Yes,
and
sir.
I popped my shoulder out grinding this fucking ledge because I hated the ones he had the ones where the boots come out, whatever, the skates just strap on.
Yo, shadows. Yep.
Shadows. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So he was carrying them around. We're at the skate park. I was like, yo, let me strap those things on real quick, whatever. So I fucking slid across the box the one way, kind of kept it together. It was like, oh shit, I can do this. All right.
Yes,
Turned around and hit it the other way, and it was just slippery, and I fucking slipped out, landed like with my arm up, like basically on my armpit. And like just popped my shoulder out of its socket, and now it's all fucked up and it pops out real easy.
Oh, it's still done. Oh, that's tight.
I popped it out probably 20 times since then. It's the only time I've ever tried rollerblading. Never went back.
Forever injured. Jesus. Jesus, bro. Forever injured.
It's not the worst. You just have to be conscious of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it has its moments.
I'm sure it's only going to get better as I get older.
Yeah, right, dude. I'm already feeling old, dude.
Oh, yeah.
just stretch, bro. Just stretch, kids. Just stretch. Just stretch. Please,
drink your water.
Drink your water. Right?
Yeah. Stretching.
Yeah, just stretch.
You touched upon your sneakerheadness, and then you also mentioned price of fashionable items. And I remember I have a few friends who've explained to me the sneakerhead culture and how people like search and pay and like vintage and like this colorway, that colorway. And I was like, this is fucking crazy. It's almost like a sense of gambling.
Oh yeah, dude. I do it every day. I'm doing it tomorrow morning.
So yes, dude, I know, because I follow your Instagram and
yep, I'm gonna take an L in the morning.
Many a time.
Take an L in the morning.
Yes, sir. Yeah, dude. I don't keep any of those shoes, dude. I don't keep any of them. I'm reselling. I resell them all, dude.
Okay, so flipping.
Dude, I like this year I dove in, dude, to be honest. Well, it was probably last year where I probably pulled the trigger and actually spent the money on a shoe. You know what I mean? Because it's expensive, bro. What the fuck? Like,
yeah, dude.
Dude, to me, like, I can go buy $20 Vans at Ross, dog. Like $30 Vans at Ross, dude. And I like that. I'm straight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need don't get me wrong, dude. I think, to be honest, dude, I've never had a pair of Jordans. Like, I haven't. Like, because I don't want to pay the money. Like, I can have the money. I just don't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I went to Japan the first time, I bought a pair of shoes from Babe, dude. $200 shoes, dog. I haven't worn them.
Dude.
Still like in box. And I'm like terrified to like put them on. You know what I mean? They're just gonna like fall apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even know where to fucking wear them. You know, I'm just kind of like, just kind of like, it's just an issue for me. It's an ordeal. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
I feel you.
Yeah. So with I ended up copying dude, I ended up coming up on a Travis Scott shoe. I ended up coming up big. And it was like the shoe itself was like $250, dog. Like something gross. And but the shoe was reselling for like $600, $700.
Oh shit.
And it wasn't even like one of his popular ones. You know what I mean? And what happened was they have like Flight Club up in LA, which is about an hour and a half from me. And I ended up taking the trip up there and dropping off a few of the shoes I had like gotten off of like sneakers, right? Like the Nike sneakers and shit.
Yeah.
And middleman, bro, they take 20% out of like your shoe sale and shit. And I was like, yo, and I didn't know that. So like the first shoe I sold, I ended up taking like a loss on. And I was like, yo, I can't do this shit. Like this is kind of whack, right? Like first off, I drove up here, right? And then we were taking like this money and shit. So I ended up leaving that shoe there. And I ended up like, there's like a gauge you can like jack it. That's like max price. Cause there's kind of like a stock market, bro, for shoes, right? There's like this stock market and shit. So you can't go like grossly outside that stock market or, you're never going to sell your shoe, right?
Yeah.
But I max it out just so when I get that 20% hit, I'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
So then COVID happens and then George Floyd happens and then the riots happen, right?
Yeah.
And then I get an email saying my shoe got looted and like raided and shit.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And they're like, oh yeah, we're going through insurance or whatever. We'll keep you like posted or whatever, right? And I was like, yo, dude, I can't, like, this is kind of fucked, right? Like,
yeah.
So at that time, I think I had just hit on like another shoe, and I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? How do I sell it? Right. So I was like, yo, maybe I should try Facebook, you know? So I looked up Facebook in San Diego, like a sneakerhead thing, and there's this fucking massive sneakerhead forum in San Diego, dog. So I posted my shoe, dude, and I started getting blasted.
Whoa.
Blasted. People are so thirsty, it's gross. Like I got blasted for these shoes, dude, and like I probably met up with 3 or 4 people. The biggest come up I've had was I bought a shoe for $200. I sold it for $1,000.
Damn.
Are these
straight
people,
up?
Are these
like
people
a grand
going to
cash, like a grand cash, dude. Like I know, I met him in a Vaughn's parking lot, dog. He drove a Prius.
What? Damn.
He came in basketball shorts, a wife beater, and Gucci slides.
And Gucci slides. Damn.
You know?
So intense.
Okay, well, no. I got a funny story. Well, I'll take that back. This dude actually bought 2 pairs of shoes off me. No. This is the same dude, right?
Oh.
So this shoe, this shoe was huge. Was like a huge, like a really huge shoe. I hit really big, right? Yeah. And this guy was stalling me. He was like I was trying to meet during the day, right? He was like stalling me out, and it gets dark, right? He's like, yo, I can meet up. And I was terrified, right? But I'm like, yo, it's $1,000. I'm trying to get this fucking $1,000, right? Yeah. So I meet up in front of Vaughn's in the light. And this dude shows up with a homie, right? And honestly, dude, they can beat my ass, dog. Like I sized them up. I was like, yo, these dudes could totally fucking take me, right? Yeah. And so I hold one shoe and they wanted to look at it because I don't know. This is the first time I met anyone. First time I've ever met anyone on Facebook, anything like that, right? Yeah. And they're like, you know, I want to see if it's fake. Let me peep it. How'd you get the shoe? And I was like, yeah, dude, I got off sneakers. I got the fucking receipt, whatever. Because they're spending $1,000. I get it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this dude's looking at the shoe and they're like negotiating whether they're going to buy it or not. Man, I'm like, what the fuck is taking so long? Are you going to fucking buy it or not? Right. And they're like, oh, where's an ATM? And I'm like, dog, you showed up without cash? I was like, what the fuck? Right? I was like, what the fuck? So luckily there was a bank like in the same parking lot, like maybe straight up, right?
You could have jumped them.
Oh no, and that's what I think too. That's what I think too. I think they're like scared too. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, fine. So we drive to this bank, right? I think of America. I pull up in the front where the cameras are, where the lights are, right? I stay in the car, dog. Yeah. This dude goes to the ATM and the homie gets out of the car, right? And he starts walking to my window. And I'm like, why the fuck are you coming over here? You're not even buying the shoe. What the hell are you doing, right? Yeah. So he's like standing by the window, right? And I like cop style, like roll it down, like, you know, just like a little bit. I swear, I'm like sitting there chilling, right? And dude comes with the cash, counts it, slides it through, and I'm like all scared, right? I'm all scared, and it's just like a movie. I'm like go to slide it through the window. I'm like, oops, my bad, and I roll it down just a little bit more to slide it just enough, dog, just enough to get it through. Handed the shoe and skirt the fuck off, dog. Like, ow, you know what I mean? Yeah, dude. But okay, so that's this first guy, right? That's Gucci flip flop, dude, right? Yeah. And before he left, he's like, yeah. He's like, yo, dude, if you ever come up on some Jordan 1 dog, let me know, right? So I was sitting on a pair of shoes for a while. I post it and he hits me up. He's like, yo, dude, I want to buy them. And I'm like, what the fuck? He just spent $1,000, dog. What the fuck, right? Yeah. So I meet him at Vaughn's at night again, right? The same parking lot, right? So I beat him there and I'm in the parking lot walking around looking for his Prius, right? And I hear like this car bumping like mad chick music, like something like really fluffy, like club music, right? And I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? It's like this BMW X5, right? And I'm like, what the heck? And this dude's like, he's like Middle Eastern, like this Middle Eastern dude, right? Super cool, dog. Cool dude, right? I roll up to this BMW, dog, and he has 2 Middle Eastern chicks in there with him with like the headdresses and shit, like all chilling. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is this guy on, right? This dude gets out this X5, dog. He looks like he's on a music video, dog, like a white tee, like torn jeans and shit. He's in like J's. I was like, dude, this is going to the club or something. Like, this is a different dude. You know what I mean? I like throw the shoes on the top. He doesn't even look at them. Dude throws me the cash and walks off. And I was like, yo, this is a different. Whoa. So I remember, I just remember like, okay, this is for real. These dudes are down for shoes. So
apparently.
After that, like I've committed. So I just like sneaker forums, dude.
That's
sneaker
good.
Forums.
Like you found like a safe guy, and I think that's probably what the buyers think too.
Oh yeah, like this past weekend they had a sneaker meetup here, but I didn't want to go because of COVID and shit. You know what I mean? It's all crazy right now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but there's definitely a couple sneaker events here going on, and there's definitely some stuff popping off.
That's nutty.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's a whole crazy world of shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
Seriously, like I never knew it went so deep until my friend was like really explaining.
Oh no, dude, like, it goes hard.
Like for shoes?
Yeah, dude. Like what's the next shoe that's coming out? I know tomorrow there's a shoe by this Japanese designer. The company's called Ambush, and it's funny, dude. There's these shoes like they're actually be made for women, and they don't care. Like dudes rocking them. Like it doesn't even matter anymore. Like it doesn't matter. Like a chick Jordan's designed for chicks, and I feel bad because girls don't even get them. You know what I mean? Like girls can't even get them because these dudes are so like thirsty for it. You know what I mean? I feel bad.
Yeah.
Like the shoe I hit on, dude, was a girl shoe, and this dude bought it from me. I was like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like it was straight up a chick shoe, like a chick release.
Mm-hmm.
And dudes are buying it like it doesn't matter.
Right.
Are they like do you buy your own size of shoe? Like are these guys collecting them? Or are they
I buy my size. Like me personally, if I were to ever not like I'm not gonna buy another size. Like I'm not down like that myself, but the dudes that are really into the game, like I watch a few YouTubers, you know what I mean? And the dudes that are really into the game, buy popular size. There's like money, there's money sizes. So most of the money sizes are like smaller sizes for men. So it's like 8, 8.5. I'm a 9.5, and that shoe's like I think that's the most like average shoe size.
Yeah,
in America.
That's
it's like
huge what I am too. Yeah.
It's like those sell out like money, like anything, you know. And then anything above that, it's kind of hit or miss as far as like reselling goes. But anything really small, bro, those sell like crazy. But I'm not gonna risk buying that shit and then like not being able to sell it and just sitting on a shoe I can't wear.
Well, now you can just sit on them for your daughter until she grows into them.
Yeah, real shit. That's true. That's true. I got a couple of Nikes on deck waiting.
There you go. Right. It's like once you fit this one, you can wear it, but only in the house.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, well that explains a lot because I always remember seeing all your Instagram stories.
Oh yeah, shoes are gross. Shoes are dumb. Shoes are dumb.
That's so funny, man.
But because I totally thought, you keep it all, and you're just
I'm that's dumb.
The fashion sense that you really pay attention to.
Oh no, I really thought about it, dude. Yeah, $1,000 shoe. I like really thought. I was like, I have it in hand. I can keep it. But then I'm just the guy who spent $200 on shoes. Yeah. And then even when I got rid of it, dude, I'm like, man, I had that shoe. I felt a little like,
right.
But now you're the guy who made $800 off that.
Yeah, so it's all right. So it's all right.
That's pretty legit.
It's what it is,
Man.
Let's. All
right. Well, I was gonna say to bring it back to like we were talking about, like right as like you're getting in with KUSA and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to bring up when around what time in there did you and Dave make the Flownamic Duo? When did that come to fruition?
Okay, so I have to think of like I want to say 2017. Maybe 2016. I think it was around the time when I would go to Dave. So I think when I first met Dave, I had went out when Dave was doing like the Jabberwockies and all that stuff. I went and took our trip out there, right? And I don't remember what year. It could have been. It's probably 2015. And
was it
I remember
before Catch and Flow, the one that you came to.
Yeah, it was the year before that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
I remember. Yeah, it had to be 2015 because I think I went to Japan in 2016.
Yeah.
2015, I went out there and I remember doing like a Ken Castle event. I got to meet like Kevin Soto and stuff.
Nice.
And I got to see the Jabberwocky show, and I got to stay at his crib. And I think I did that for my birthday, early January. So I would go like 3 years straight. I spent my birthday with Dave. Like that's what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to go out for to hang out with Dave and shit. And so I think we were just kind of scheming to kind of like mess around or whatever. And I don't know what happened, but ultimately he said he was going to come to San Diego. Oh, he was doing Totally Thomas is a toy shop down here, and that's when Kendama was really crazy, and everyone was doing like toy shops. Yeah, so he was going to do one in Escondido, so it was really popular here. So he stayed in my house. So when he was here, we decided to kind of like, bro, I don't even know what happened. I think we just figured we could try to do you know, a trick together. I swear, like we didn't even think anything of it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember we had actually, I think the idea was just to make an edit. I swear, we were like, yo, let's just make an edit. This would be fucking sick. And we went out that day and filmed singles tricks, and we got those first. And we were at a really popular park out here, Balboa Park, and he was like, we should try to film a double trick. And in the first Flownamic Duo, it's the one where like, and it's funny when you look back at them, bro, because it looks so sloppy and like rushed if I look at it myself.
Yeah.
But it's definitely us just kind of clowning around, right? So I remember at that time, I didn't really think about anything. I didn't really have any trick ideas. And at that time, I was still kind of like in awe that I was hanging out with Dave at the time. And I felt, so he was definitely like, yo, man, I'll do this shit. I'll put my spin in. So he's the one who's definitely more active when it came to like doing the double trick.
Yeah.
You know, but like we just went, I think we went out that night in Escondido and hung out. We got 2 double tricks and 2 singles tricks, I think, each. And it worked out. That's kind of something we like. I think we wanted to come up with a name. I do remember coming up with Flownamic Duo for sure. I wanted something that would kind of stick and something that would kind of just like pop. That was like, dude, this is us. This is something that no one can touch. Like, this is something that I think would be fucking new for Kendama. Like, fucking rad. Like, Zuma Donkey like has their thing. I respect that. I don't even want to touch that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I want something totally different. You know?
Totally.
And so we did that. You know, and I think it went over pretty well. You know what I mean? Like it was fun, and I felt like it was something we didn't really take serious at the time, right? So for me, Flownamic 2 is like my worst one. Like I hate that one. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, bro. Like for us, like the first trick in that video is fucking fire. Like that was filmed at my local liquor store and shit. I asked the homie if he could film because it had decent lighting in the back, right? I remember asking, he was like super cool or whatever, but I felt like we went in there with the intent to like make this video. We're gonna fucking go hard. We gotta be fucking better than the first time. And like every fucking trick, bro, took like 2 hours. Like every single fucking trick in that shit took like gross long. It wasn't organic. It was all fucking forced. Like the camera died. Like we like, I remember one of those tricks is like a night trick, right?
Yeah.
And we're like filming in sweaters, sweating and shit. It's like 2 a.m. filming for like 2 hours. And at the time where I lived at Escondido, I spent a lot of time with Chris Cabal, Res Chris.
Yeah.
And he was filming, he was along with us for that edit. So we were using his cam, I think, that one shot. And that was at his house. And it was like 2 a.m. and the camera's gonna die, bro. Like we had like minutes, dude. And we happened to get the shot off. And if you look at a lot of those tricks, we're barely getting the spike, bro. Like it's all like barely saves and just like trash ass fucking like, I don't know. It's just forced. Do you know what I mean?
I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh no, 100%.
It's like what you were saying before about like more organic, like progression versus like forced progression kind of thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then number 3 is definitely one of my favorites because that's when Dave like came, like he updated our logos and shit. So that's when it comes in all flashy and shit. He was staying with me again, and that's when we decided to go downtown to San Diego. So a lot of those shots are like downtown with like the tagging and stuff like that. And at the time was with us. So TJ filmed a lot of those shots too. Wait, I'm totally tripping. My bad. I'm totally tripping. No, let me think. No, I'm sorry. Ep.43, TJ filmed with us. So he filmed all of it with us. So we were at Escondido and he filmed all of that with us. So like that's the one when Dave breaks his kendama.
He smashes. Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like,
there's a lot of you can tell those tricks took a lot.
Honestly, dude, that's like my favorite. Like if I were to think about any like scene from Dave, that's probably like my favorite. Like to see happen.
Yeah.
Like to see happen like in real life was probably like the best. What was I gonna say? Dave always had like a lot of kendama drama with like old heads and shit. And at the time he didn't really want TJ to be there. He's like, yo, dude, why is this fool here? We're like normally doing this on our own. So he like mentally wasn't like in that shit. you
I see
know,
what
and
you're saying,
I was
yeah.
definitely like, yeah, man, it's chill, dog. He's like, we're cool. It's totally fucking tight. You know, we'll get this extra angle. It's TJ and I will get like fire shots. You know what I mean? Like, and TJ was all about it, dude. He was totally down to help. Like, he wanted to, you know?
Yeah,
And,
he was there. He was being the cameraman.
oh,
He was
yeah.
fine with
So,
that.
oh no, for sure. So I remember first few shots, Dave was kind of like flustered, literally because of TJ for like whatever reason, right? Like flustered, got the shots off or whatever. And then we ended up going to the skate park, which is where we filmed that night, those night shots. And I ended up filming my trick first. I think I knew what trick I wanted to film already. I ended up getting it quite like pretty quickly. And I like those shots because we're both using GTs. We're both using GTs, and I had it was like the caramel, it was like the caramel creation sour mash, like Ken USA Tama on there. So I remember that like was just like gross sticky or whatever.
Yeah.
And banging my line out fairly quickly. And Dave probably took like an hour and a half. And that was definitely around the time with Kendama when, I mean, I guess people were juggling back then. If I really look back, it might be singles here and there.
Yeah.
You know, like but that was when it became not necessarily the norm, but it started to become heavier into Kendama. You know, and Dave definitely wanted to like progress with that. So that was definitely like that trick he did in that for that like grind was something that was like new gen-ish for him. And I think that's what took him so long. Yeah. And because he was in that headspace at the time, he was like not even fucking about it. I'm pretty sure he smashed the GT. And that's why I said what I said. I was like, yo, dog, like you fucking, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like genuinely like you fucking crushed this fucking Kendama and shit.
Yeah.
You know, so he ended up getting the other one he had on deck and grinding it out, bro. And it was worth it. I 100% feel like he cried. Like after he was done, like I'd never, you know what I mean? I know what it's like to like, I sesh hard on my own. Like there's been 3-hour sessions. Like generally I'll sesh until I physically can't stand up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like my hand physically can't do it anymore. I break my fucking kendama on something. Like
or the battery dies.
Yeah. The sun goes out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Until you can't.
I can't until I can't. I don't really
for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I definitely just go in. You know what I mean? And it makes it worse if you get close because then I'm like fully committed. You know?
Yeah.
So
so with it's around the corner. There.
I feel you so hard.
Oh yeah, so hard, dude. So with him, we ended up getting number 3 off, and number 3, I really like it because I felt like we didn't go in there with any pressure. We're just like, yo, we're just gonna kind of film this and kind of enjoy it. And honestly, all of them Dave edited. Like I don't have any editing skills really. You know, I don't really know any of that stuff. Dave would go take all the footage home and edit it. So all that stuff that was put in, you know, all the editing and stuff is done by him. And so FD4 that's just like some rough cut stuff. That wasn't really like that was like us rollerblading and stuff. That was like us at the skate park kind of like rollerblading and stuff.
Yeah.
That one wasn't really like anything. But that was my 31st birthday and I went out there to see him that year. And did that or whatever. And then he ends up coming to stay with me for like two weekends. I think it was a weekend or 2 separate weekends for FT5. And that's when he like updated the editing and we go film downtown. And that's for fucking next level and shit. I felt like we were like legit flowing. Like, I can't explain it. It was like, we're seasoned now. We've done this shit a few times. We definitely like,
you're in the groove.
I know what not to do. Let's try this shit. And it's kind of funny because all I ever did was just think about tricks I do and just fucking line it up with shit that he does. And that's it. Like, it was never anything too like gnarly. Do you know what I mean?
The 2 pieces already exist.
It already exists. Exactly. Do you know
like
what I mean?
Voltron.
No, real shit.
Flownamic Duo.
That's exactly how it felt. That's exactly how it felt, dude. Real shit. So, yeah, dude. So number 5 felt really fucking G. That one, and let me think. I think I picked all the music except for number 1. Dave picked number 1's music, but for all the other like Number 2 was Common. Number 3 was, because people still asking about it, it was Action Bronson and Wiz Khalifa was a track that Dave broke the Dama to, but has all this profanity to it. So we just used the instrumental.
Oh,
but it's Action Bronson and Wiz Khalifa. And then number 4, I think was DJ. I don't want to say it's DJ Shadow. It could be DJ Shadow. And because I wanted to use, I think I was heavy into DJ Shadow at the time. And he had found like this like techno mashup version or something. And I was like, yo, dude, this shit fits with our tricks. And I think the first time he showed me the playback, shit lined up and it didn't even like, we didn't even edit shit and shit lined up. And I was like, yo, this is like meant to be. We're fucking straight. Run it. Fucking run it. We're good.
I love
he
when
like
that
edited
happens.
that shit
so
and it like worked. Yeah, dude. And that was the first time where I was like, yo, this shit's fucking like a thing. This is fucking tight. I was definitely like happy with that one. That's definitely one of my like 5, I would say. Number 7, of course, is my favorite for sure. Number 5. And then 3. So mine are all the odd ones. It'd be 7 for sure. But it'd be backwards going down. Like 7, 5, 3, 1 would be all like in that order, would be like my favorite. So 6 was just like that shit in Japan, or just kind of like fucking around in Japan or whatever. And then number 7, number 7 was wild, dog. Like, to be honest, like I went to Vegas. Like the first half was in Vegas. I went out to see Dave in Vegas and shit. Drove out by myself, and it was like summer, dude. And I get there, and it's like 105 at night. Like the weather was like humid and 105. Like every trick we filmed, bro, was like 108 degrees, like easy. Like, I swear. Like every fucking trick we filmed, dude, it was like a sauna, dude. Like every single trick we filmed, and every trick we took about. It was almost like number 2, where it took us like an hour and a half. Like we knew the tricks and shit. But for whatever reason, dude, I felt like we were so deep in our like creativity that it just took that long to grind. If that makes sense. Like one trick, we filmed one at night, and that one probably took 2-3 hours. And it was like, dude, it was like 1-2 in the morning, dude. And that one, like, Dave was done, like physically done. He was like fucking over it. And I was just like, I think I got it once, but I was like, I don't like the spike on that. And we went back in, and it took us like a fucking hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like when he's done, he's like praying to God and shit. Just like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, for real, we're all just like whooped. Do you know what I mean? Like that one was super rad. The intro trick though was that forest trick, right? Like in the forest. And I actually went with Dave to he came out to go check out the campground for Weekend in the Woods. So we're up there, and we're like, yo, dude, we're up here. We should like film a trick and shit.
Oh, okay.
So we just like seshed that, and we got that shit. That trick we actually got like, I'd say out of all the tricks we filmed, we've probably gotten 2 or 3 in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And now we got pretty quick. And I was like, yeah, like genuinely hyped. And then we proceeded to try to film another trick. This dude wanted to triple spacewalk into some shit on like the only piece of concrete in the fucking forest and proceed to demolish my Ashcraft. You know what I mean? Like my freshy Ashcraft. And it's funny because I remember running with like, I didn't have like, I loved Ashcrafts, but shit would always happen to them. Like I never played one until like the 3rd or 4th time I had gotten one. Like it always get fucking smashed, dude, with Dave. Like I swear, like we can use this for the fucking edit. And then we go and proceed to learn some fucking shit which have no business trying with this Kendama.
Yeah.
No, but that's
exactly. Is always hard on the Dama.
Like the first ship fucking flew, dude. And he's just like, sorry, bro. And I'm like, it's done. It don't matter. You know?
Yeah. No, but, that's it. That's the end of her.
But all those tricks we filmed for 7. 7 just means a lot, bro. Like we actually sat down and like I edited it with him. Like we edited it together. So FD7, like we sat there. I had like my ideas. These are things that I thought. You know, at the time I'm still into Pharrell. Pharrell's like my dude or whatever. And we used like Neptune's music, Pharrell's music and shit for the whole thing. Like just or like genuinely, like I felt like that's the hardest we had ever worked for like an edit. You know what I mean? Right. And genuinely meant it with like direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all the other times it's kind of just like, yo, I mean, we definitely tried, but I would feel like I would just give it to Dave and Dave would kind of do it. But this time we were just like, yo, this needs to like happen.
Yeah, this was a full like collaborative effort all the way throughout, right? Not just
And that's why I think it's definitely why it came out the way it came out for sure.
That's sick.
Yeah, so it was definitely like the shit, and I definitely, even to this day, like if I think about if I'm seshing, bro, and I ever want to like start complaining, I just think about Vegas, and I'm like, dude, this is you could fucking session anywhere, bro. Like Vegas is whack. You know what I mean? You got this, dog. You're chilling. For sure.
And
hell yeah.
So in a lot of those, I think like what made Flownamic Duo like really stand out, of course, was the two styles of you guys, which were very similar, but at the same time, there's a difference to them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As well as you're using like, we were talking about Zuma Danke. Like Zuma Danke, they each have their own kendamas pretty much the whole time. And it's more about like synchronizing and, having a choreographed dance to it. And then there's, I think about like, Wenatchee Kendama, Count Me In and stuff. There was a few sections where they had doubles tricks and they would pass the Dama off when they're sharing one Dama. But it's like the style that you guys brought to it, and like the transitions to each other, the tap backs, the kickbacks is what made it super like no one else is going to even attempt this. Because you'd feel like I'm just ripping them off. I'm just doing the same shit that they're doing, which is like you solidified that form to be
it's just yours. That it's so specific to you too. It's like what we were going back to, like the inorganic and forced thing. If anybody else was to do it, it wouldn't feel organic in that way. It would be a forced thing. Which
I definitely get that.
Even though like we were, thinking about the tricks, how to go, who should kick it, when to, pass it off and stuff, who's going to spike it. I'm sure that was, thought about really hard, and probably,
for sure,
made the mental state stress out a little bit. Push you guys like, this is what we want, and you don't stop until you get it. Did you guys ever like switch off? Like, we've been 2 hours into this one, let's try this other one that we have an idea for. Or you're like,
there might have been maybe, I'm trying to think, there might have been maybe 2 sessions where we full on like called it quits. Like we were going for a trick, it wasn't working. I think I was out of it at the time. He was probably into it, and he was like, this isn't happening. I think for the most part, I would say 3 to like 3, we probably just freestyled our shit. I think we would like before the camera kind of like, before the camera like was up, we would kind of like, yo, this is kind of what this is definitely what we want to do or whatever, and we'd approach it, But after 3, I felt like we were kind of in so deep that we kind of need to level up our tricks. So that's when the whole like thinking process came in. So like for 5, we're like, for like 5, I was like, okay, dude, we did this in 2. We did this in fucking 3. We can't do this lineup anymore. They've seen this. You know what I mean? What's something you haven't done? So we're kind of like, so that's when we were definitely thinking out the box. So it was kind of like, I think that was when there was a trick or 2 in there that definitely wasn't my steez, and it was more his steez, and it was uncomfortable for me to do, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember those were the times where I think we definitely had to think a little bit harder and definitely have a line in store, because we had experienced not planning and spending our session because we didn't plan. And we're like, dude, that's what FD2 was. I was like, dude, we can't do that here and like expect it to work, dog. This is fucking whack. So after that, we had this like, okay, let's get this line in order. And we had tried a few times, and I was like, okay, you're comfortable? Okay, I'm comfortable. All right, we're fucking fully in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Totally. And that's kind of like the only way we would do it. And it still would take some time. You know what I mean? Yeah, but we definitely had to like plan our lines out pretty heavy. Once it got to like 5 and shit, we were like going in pretty hard. Yeah. But at that time, I think with Kendama too, though, I think I had myself learned a lot of tricks myself though at that time too, and I felt like I had a decent bag at the time too. Yeah. So I think 5 was definitely a lot. That one was fun because I felt like those are like tricks, I felt like, yo, dude, I don't know. It's kind of like I think I credit kind of how I got here to kind of just like my vision and kind of how I like see tricks too. Kind of just like I would film tricks 3 or 4 times before I would post it because I didn't feel like it looked good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna post in like certain areas. I'm not gonna post in my kitchen. I'm not gonna fucking do shit all fucking jank. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like certain things like that. I felt like go a long way. You know what I mean? And I felt like when it came to filming with like Dave and shit, I was like, yo, dude, we gotta film at this angle. It has to look like this. If it doesn't look like this, it's just fucking whack. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm talking about, Rod. If there's any kind of slack in the fucking string, this isn't gonna fucking fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, totally. It doesn't.
You know what I
work
mean?
The same way.
It doesn't work. So it was definitely just having. It's almost like one brain, bro. Like at some point, we would like. We would feel it. We would be so deep in, and it was almost like your wavelengths are like this and shit, right? And at some point they're like this, and they just start going.
And then synchronize.
And then you're fucking straight, dog. And then you're just like in that zone.
That's a perfect way to describe doubles tricks.
It's all you gotta do is pin. You know, we're like waiting for the pin now. You know? Yeah. So it's definitely like a vibe, bro. Like I definitely like
I've always enjoyed filming doubles tricks and shit with people as well. Like it just is a different way to like experience kendama even, you know, and there's just so much more possibility.
Oh yeah.
And like I've always tried to do like more things where like not so much string like tap backs and stuff like what you guys have done, but more like not taking like more like stringless, like passing a Dama to this person or like I'm thinking of like tricks that I'd done with Eric where we would like this wasn't stringless, we would swing up and like eventually we ended up switching Dama as well, doing like lighthouse. He'd pass me a lighthouse, I'd pass him one, blah blah blah, whatever. Or like, you know, me and June have done stuff like that as well too. And it's always just like, you know, you learn, like you said, you learn to move with each other. It takes that second to like, oh, what are we doing wrong here? You know, and then like, oh, that's what I'm going before you, or vice versa, or whatever.
Yep, your brain's thinking just outside a little bit. It feels a little awkward, but it's a good feeling. You know what I mean? It's a good feeling for sure.
It's like when you like, you know, when you're learning a trick by yourself and you see what you're doing wrong, you're like, oh, okay, I pulled too early, or I didn't pull hard enough, or something like that. And you have that inner dialogue where you're like, okay, next time just a little harder. But like with another person, you just have to like be outward with it, and then like you said, become like that one mind kind of thing, and just fucking make it happen.
Yeah, I'm sure also the gratification when you guys finally get it.
Oh yeah, dude,
exceeds so much more than if you were just doing it by yourself.
Yeah, dude, the high was real. 100%, dude. Like there was one day we had gotten 2 to back, and I remember one of them. He leveled it up and he like lit Ken flipped in it, and he didn't say he was gonna do it. And it was and it was like, and at the time it was we were in Escondido. We were at it's one of the it's the second half of FD7, and this fool like we hit one trick in the grass, and it's the one after he runs off, right? Boom. And that same trick the day before, we were in like a parking garage, like a empty parking garage, and I was fucking up. And it's rarely that I've like seen Dave kind of like upset, where he's genuinely just like, yo, this is fucking beat, like this is kind of whack. And he was definitely like, he had that energy, like, dude, we're done here, we're like done tonight, go home, we're like done. And I was genuinely like hurt. I was like, oh shit, dude, I like got him in a bad mood. I didn't fucking grind the trick out. I couldn't do my part, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I remember sleeping on it. You know, you sleep on tricks. Do you see tricks in your dreams and shit?
Oh, fuck yeah.
So I wake up the next day and we go out and we end up late. I think we adjusted something to the trick, but we end up lacing it fairly quickly. And then we film our next trick and he's like, we almost pin it. And he's like, oh, I got something. So we go for it again and he throws a late in there. And in the video, you can see him on the late, and he like looks at me and he has his face like, yup, I just did that. And I swear, like we were both genuinely like shook. I was like, oh, fuck, he fucking pinned that shit? Yeah. And he walks the fuck off. And I was just like, I was like, oh shit, dude, that's fucking gangster, dude. Yeah. So like, we definitely like have our moments where like shit was good, dude. But most tricks were fucking grinds, bro.
Dude, how many black and bruises did you give each other on your legs?
I definitely gave him more. I think it's because I'm the kicker. I mean, I control my kicks fairly well. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I ever really did it. Like, he definitely took the damage, bro. I don't think I ever really got messed up, man. I think I might have took a ball to like the head or something here and there, but I think I'm good.
I was gonna say that's bound to happen at least once with that thing swinging around all that time.
Yeah. I think he got wrecked directions though. Yeah. Shit. Now that I think about it, I think we're pretty good. Other than me doing something like, nope. Other than genuine frustration breaking Kendama, no, I don't think I've ever really got hurt. When I think about it, it's pretty lucky.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
especially with a lot of those kicks, because I mean, even like personally, like myself, like you go for it and sometimes you miss it. The Dama comes around your hip, it gets your ankle instead of the bottom of your foot.
The ankle bone, man, the bump on your ankle, when it hits that, holy
you're done.
It's like done. Whenever I want to do kick tricks, it's like I was gonna say it's probably why you like the sneakers so much, the Supras.
The highs,
the high tops, exactly. I was the same way, man. That's why
risky
I love
business,
those.
dog.
Yeah, and shorts. Yeah,
risky business.
Get some big woolly socks on, roll.
Yeah, dude, that goes back to skating. Like I was terrified to skate in shorts. I was like, you guys are down. That's how you get like shinners and like the board comes up to your shin.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, I manifest it because I think about, I think about it when I have my shorts on. It comes, dude.
I'm the same way, man.
I can't do it for sure. I can't do it.
Well, on that note, then, what's your worst Dama injury?
I split my brow. That's probably like the worst one. Yeah.
Whoa.
This was definitely before I was sponsored. I was at the job I used to work at. I had gotten there early. I was playing before I had to open, and I think I went for a kick, and the Tama just came straight back up. It was like moon circle, bam, kick, and the ball came and it's one of those ones where you see white. You know what I mean? Like a flash of white, like that kind of knockout, like full on. I had glasses on too, like regular reading glasses. Those shits flew the fuck off. You know what I mean? And I was just like, okay. And it's one of those ones where like it's like 7 a.m, bro. Like I open up my job, no one's around. Right? I'm like staggered. I'm like staggered. It's like it's you're genuinely shook, bro. You're just like
flash banged by.
Yeah. Dama hits the ground. I don't care about this anymore. You know what I mean?
Shaking his hands.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. And then my manager comes up. She's like some old lady. Oh, my God, you're bleeding. Like, what happened? And I'm just like, I need a Band-Aid. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? And then it knots up. All fucking stupid.
Whoa,
Yeah, like, I've done that. That's happened.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And
it takes like a decent impact to draw blood, I guess, unless you hit the right spot.
Oh, yeah. Right? Dude, I just, honestly, it was almost like when I hit it, dude, I knew it was coming back and it's too late. You know how you see like a bug hit the windshield?
Oh, yeah.
In that 1 second, you see it coming?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like that. Like I saw the Tamas like before the surf where it was going to go.
Yeah.
And by the time it was halfway, I was like, oh, this is done.
Yeah, and there's like you don't even have time to react.
Yeah,
you just have
it's
time
going.
To interpret that you saw
it's
that.
going.
Yeah. It's a fearful
pretty,
moment right there.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. One of the another good one. A lot of times filming with Dave, I get blisters, dude. Like I had a really gnarly blister.
Like from the string or from like
from doing certain tricks. I can't remember. I think I was doing a hand roll or a finger roll or something, and I had like shredded all this shit right here.
Yeah, the swirl finger, man.
Yeah, the swirl finger. Anything swirl finger. I think I was wearing loose shoes once, and I've gotten a few like blisters on the balls of my feet.
Yeah, that
where
I've
like
had that before too.
You know what I'm talking about? Where you full on
your
can't
shoes
walk
just
like
rubbing
the next few days.
and it's like not
and you're
bad,
doing the same thing for too long.
Yeah.
And you're like, I think I'm bleeding, but I'm just gonna keep going. I'm like this far.
I'm just a couple more tries, I'm gonna get it, right?
Yeah. So I'm definitely like a fight through my shits.
Okay. This is a good segue. It just popped up talking about your blisters and tearing skin and shit. Also, to go back to the fashion, Kenhole, Japanese.
Yes, sir.
Kenhole, you are represented. You do collabs with them. Do you know about their finger sleeve?
Dude. Honestly, I want to get some, dude. I want to get some.
I was just gonna fucking make a joke about swirl armor.
I want to try it.
Of course they did. Those guys make all sorts of funky.
They have like there's like 3-4 different designs that you can get.
Dude, I should have got on that. I thought about it back in the day, like how dudes have like the yo-yo glove. I thought the yo-yo glove looked kind of hard with like the double fingers and shit. Yeah. I was like, I wonder if there's some kind of like Kendama glove. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta make you a fucking custom sneaker, buddy, with a little fucking zone to, like cushion, so you can kick it right in the right spot. I'd rock those. I need some good kicking shoes.
Yep, I'm about it.
My Osiris's are almost kicked out.
Almost done, right? Aired out.
Had those things for years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
But yeah, dude, having those. So how did that collab? If we can touch upon that really quickly.
So I actually had So I actually, when I went for Kitchen Flow, I had actually given. I don't think I had talked to them yet, but I think they said that they had really liked my style and kind of just the clothing that I'd worn, things I was into at the time, and they said that they kind of wanted to work on clothing or something like that down the road. And when I had sat down, I think it was last winter. I think I had sat down and I had drew it. And what's funny is the design of like the logo, like the collaboration logo that actually came out was something entirely different that I drew. I think I had actually drew the cat, and it looked really ugly at the time. If I look back at it, I was like, damn, because I don't know anything as far as like doing art on the computer or anything like that. I just like rough hand drew something and then gave it. And what ended up happening was he updated it on his computer, modified it and everything, and it's beautiful, man. So we decided to make a few sweaters and kind of collab on a couple clothes. I think down the road, if I ever want to do anything, maybe for summer or something like that, I think we might do it as well. But I always thought that the clothing and the style that he ran with his company was always really sick anyway. Mm-hmm. And the quality, like once I got my actual clothing, dude, to me it's on par with any like sweater I've bought like that I care about. Like I really like hoodies and this shit.
Dude, fuck yeah.
I've blown this shit out, dude, and it's held its size. I've washed it 1,000 times. It's just like the quality. I mean, it's like I don't know what they're doing in Japan, dude, but they're not playing, bro. They're slacking over here in America. They're slacking over here in America, dude.
It's quality over quantity here.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what it feels like, man. So I'm happy to be like collaborating with them and doing what I'm doing. Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I remember I was, Togo has a sessions every month in Ikebukuro, which is not too far from where I'm at. And every once in a while I go and hang out with them and shit.
It's good.
Little Shinosuke like shredding and always just like
dude.
I love
Shinosuke. Dude, damn,
like right now, man. He's insane.
He's funny, man.
But I remember
him, funny kid.
I remember Togo like mentioning when I forgot how we got on the topic of him creating Kenhole and stuff. But I remember him specifically saying how he really thought about it and worked hard and like. Because I like producing, graphic tees too, like Metalhead, like all about graphic tees. So I do some of that, and I talked with him about that. And he's like, I always want to do that too. But when I started the company, like that was a rule that he had for like 2-3 years. He's like, I don't want to do anything. I want to build with little accessories first, and then go into apparel and shirts and hoodies and stuff. And I was like, damn, self-control.
Yeah, he has the game. Yeah, he has the plan, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's working, to be honest. I mean, I like what he's doing.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Taking his time. Take your time with it. Do it right. You know what I mean? For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't rush it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it is in Japan, but I'm hoping he's doing it right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think so. A lot of people are definitely digging his stuff. It's the whole this subtle aspect of it. I think is really good.
Yeah.
There was one. It's a little bit unfortunate, but quite humorous at Catch and Flow when Shinosuke had the spray bottle on stage. Oh, yeah. Did you guys remember that?
What did he do?
Oh man, he came out on stage and he even like got the mic from Nobu and like said some shit about this is Kenhole's new spray bottle, like Tom spray it for the Tom or whatever, and he like busted it out and then fucking it was empty or something. Or
the pump broke. The pump broke. It wasn't spritzing.
Yeah, he had a bad one. And
hell no.
And he was like, oh, fuck. And so he's like, oh,
Open
just a
it
second.
up.
And like opens it up and fixes it and shit.
Oh,
and,
wow. That's hella burnt.
It was
That's
pretty funny, but it was kind of like, oh, that sucks.
Oh, not a good look, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't all. I'm sure they aren't all like that. I'm sure they.
Yeah, he got the one bad one.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
One bad one. You know.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But
no, but they're definitely cool dudes, yeah, for sure.
That I've seen is really cool though. I even have a little Ken Hole sticker on my water bottle. What's left of it? This water bottle's old. You can
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
always
sir. You
love
know
that
it.
sticker with the tongue hanging down.
Yeah, it's clean. It's clean.
Yeah, actually, they gave me that sticker. I stayed at their house the one night.
What's up?
Yeah.
They put me up for the night. We hung out and had a little sesh.
Yeah, that's sick. Hell yeah, man.
Good times.
All right, talking about Japan, let's convert over to Cash and Flow.
Yes.
Now, as a flow player, Kenyatta, in our shotgun interview, I think you kind of touched upon it, how it's a very intimidating competition of flow style when you're a flow player, because people expect you to be on top. I remember probably first Catch and Flow, and people in the comments on Instagram or like Facebook, like, yo, why isn't Dave at the first place? Where's Dave? And I'm sure you felt that a lot, really hard. And I remember specifically when because I was there and playing a game of Ken with him afterwards. I forgot, like he was just like, dude was always so emotional. So like his high was so high. And then when he didn't get and he didn't qualify, he was, he felt bad. He was like,
he
fuck.
was bummed.
Oh no, he's crushed, dude.
I remember like he's like talking with him. I'm trying to like, I'm like, dude, you did so great. But I see like he was like, fuck, god damn it.
Yeah, dude.
And he's like, let's play a game of Ken. Like, fuck yeah. And I remember I beat him, and he's like, god damn it. He was like, damn MJ, god damn it. And like
yeah, no, dude, it's all love.
Smiling, but still like, fuck.
Yeah.
So your turn, you came Catch and Flow, I think third and fourth Catch and Flow.
Mm-hmm.
You were invited to the
first one I went to,
you came to, right? And he went up on stage. There was a bunch of people that were invited that one. The GT gang.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
invited specifically, but they were there.
Yeah.
GT. I'm trying to remember a lot of the finalists. I know it was like, dude, I think it was Easy Fish, Bonds, Rolf, Rob. You were up there.
Rob qualified, yeah.
And then I don't remember too many of the. I remember who I went up and lost to. His name was Ninsuke, and he qualified.
Oh,
and
yes.
I remember, and I remember. I thought that was really cool because I still follow him. Like after that, I didn't know who he was, but after that, I remember like following him. So I still to this day, I kind of like follow his progression and like everything he's into and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking at the time, I was like, dude, I'm like, I don't know, dude. I feel like you can't for competition, bro. I feel like I can't practice that. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I can't practice that. Like I never went to Catch and Flow like, yo, dude, I got like this run, bro. I was like, I got like 7 or 8 lines in the bag. Maybe if I'm not tripping, I'll like hit a few. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel. That's kind of how I felt, right? So I remember just kind of getting up there and the first one, that first week I went to, I felt kind of like nervous on stage, but after the first round I didn't feel that bad. I think I just missed a few pins and I felt like I actually could have won the second time, so I was kind of bummed out. But after getting there, I was kind of like, yo, dude, this isn't really like a competition. I felt more like a showcase.
Totally.
If that you know what I mean? I felt like everyone just was up there showing off their style, and I was like, yo, dude, this is actually 100%. This is super fucking rad. Like it felt like I felt a whole like a lot of relief once I got there to actually see it. You know what I mean? And no, so I do remember losing and not really. I remember talking to Sweets about it, and I think he did say like, dude, if you probably got like another pin, I probably would have like crossed. I probably would have had another chance for the next round. And by that time, it was kind of like. I got a taste of feeling like, yo, man, this can actually be like the shit. If I make it next round, I think I'm fucking straight. Like to like go in and actually feel a little bit more comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
And then didn't make it or whatever, but all in all, just going to Japan and actually seeing what Catch and Flow was about, like that experience was super, super sick. And then the next year I actually got to go. And they think they had switched venues that year. And that was with that, like...
recent, yeah.
Really? So they do switch every year, huh?
Yeah, just recently.
Okay.
They've stuck to it for the past 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one, I'm sorry, excuse me. That one was actually... was it that I remember that one was at that small venue, bro. That was a super small one with that super small stage.
Yeah.
You had that like back alley like walkway. You had to like wait in before you like went on stage and shit.
Yeah, you had to go outside.
Yeah, it was like hella like whack, dude. Yeah, there was no practice room. There was no practice room in there whatsoever. That one was pretty crappy. But I really respected that Catch and Flow because like, dude, you're going up on stage cold as fuck.
Yeah.
If you bang out, you're a G, dog, because it's cold. You're going up there cold. Like, there's no practice time. It wasn't happening, dude. Like, gangster. And I remember that one actually felt a lot more comfortable. I think I actually did, like, my full, like, 45 or minute run or however it works. And then I think I did my whole run, did okay. Didn't qualify, but I felt way more comfortable than I did the first year I went.
Yeah.
So, and I was kind of going in with the mentality, like, yo, I'm just going to fucking, like, have a good time and bang and shit. And just chill. Like, I don't know, dude. I was never into Kendama for comps, bro. Like, it's an honor and, like, a privilege to kind of go and shit. Mm-hmm. But I've never went there with, like, the mentality, like, I'm going to go in here and try to bang to get, like, a W. You know what I mean? Like, it's just me personally. You know what I mean?
I like what you said about how you thought that Catch and Flow was, like, people showcasing their style rather than a competition, because that's always the way I viewed it.
That's kind of how I felt, for sure.
It's like, I remember there was one year, I don't remember what year it was, but a bunch of the like younger kids were there. It was a couple of years, like maybe 3 years ago or something. A couple of the younger kids were like about to go, and I was talking to them like, oh, I'm nervous. And I was like, what are you gonna be nervous for? And I looked at Bonds, he was right there. I was like, fucking Bonds is gonna win.
We already know. Yeah, I think I actually talked to you that same year too, and you're kind of giving me that juice too. Like, you're like,
that was like my speech of the day. I was like, we're not
kids,
all gonna
I'm just
win.
Gonna bang
all
out.
All we gotta do is just go out there and just show what your Kendama is. Like, just fucking do it, man.
And it's
just
true.
Go have some fun, do your thing. Like, don't worry
exactly
about
what it's about.
Thing, and that's like, you know.
Yeah, you know who's up there all the time. You know what's up.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's why I always liked Catch and Flows, because like you're not like constrained, like, you know, to like you have to do these. Like KWC is cool, like the finals as well, because it is kind of freestyle in a way, but you have to, there's like a select bag of tricks that everybody's pulling from, rather than like if I'm freestyling, I can just like, oh, I'm feeling this. Like I'm like with doing this trick earlier, all of a sudden and just like, oh, it works, sick.
Yeah, for sure. No, for
and
sure.
if it doesn't work, it's like, oh, he tried something new. You know, it's like it's exciting in that in that own way, kind of thing.
Yeah, but no, Catch and Flow is definitely like if the world gets back to normal, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'd like to get back out for sure at some point.
Well, I mean, online Catch and Flow is actually happening tomorrow.
I'll probably peep that. Twitch, are they twitching it, live streaming it?
I think it'll be YouTube
live.
YouTube. Yeah. Legit.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but I believe it's YouTube. Yeah, because Glowken's helping them out with it.
Oh, legit. Okay, for sure.
So, and it starts at 9 a.m. Japan time.
Here,
which everybody listening to this is already going to know this because it's going to be over. But
yes,
that's kind of funny. That's funny.
But yeah,
that's going to be good. So
I'll keep that.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm stoked.
I want to go on to talk a little bit about online, how you judged Nako freestyle, Kenyatta as well. But before that, I just want to tell everyone this whole showcasing your style, especially if you're a flow player or not. But I think especially if you are and you want to like hone that in more. If anyone has like groups, like clubs that you have with other Kendama people, set aside a time to like blast some tunes and be like fucking Soul Train, make the fucking circle or line and have people jump in one at a time to feel the pressure and learn to cope with that pressure. And be hyped for each other for getting shit, because that is like none other as well.
Yeah, that's where all that shit started. That was like the origins of freestyle Kendama.
Okay.
Rod, do you remember first Catch and Flow? where they had the around the world art exhibition.
Around the world art exhibition,
where there was a bunch of artists we were at this gallery, the art gallery.
Oh,
a bunch of artists,
like the pre-event thing.
Thomas, Thomas.
And it was like Kendama art that was just like in a bar, and it was like free drinks and shit, and it was just like a whole bar full, like all the walls, and there's like pedestals and shit all covered in these art kendamas.
And then during that,
I think it was kind of like a you could
no,
buy them maybe. No,
I don't think so, because they took it
maybe
off
I'm
to
wrong.
soccer later. But I remember during that party, everyone's like, there's a bunch of people who are just know that gallery because they have events all the time. So people like checked it out. We were on the first floor. A lot of people just walking by saw it. There's so many people. There's music pumping, and during a section of the party, we had a little fucking like b-boy sesh.
Yeah,
that happened. Where some people were dancing, and then there were a bunch of Dama players. So we also like jumped in and like
in.
Yeah,
that's kind of rad.
And it was.
I remember that.
You remember, dude? That was
I do.
So awesome.
Like, really remember. That was a good night.
And they let it fly. They let it ride.
Yeah. So I think that is definitely like to step away from the comp side of it. Is better, dude. Because you don't need that. Like. I even feel like there should be events that have a section within their time. Instead of a mini game, let's just have fucking freestyle sesh where you can make a circle.
You just jump in,
and it is a real showcase.
Yeah. That's kind of sick.
There you go.
Have that more often.
New ideas. Let's hook back.
Let's pressure more love.
I remember we kind of did that actually at the Glow-Can Cup.
Okay.
Before World Cup, I remember there was a sesh, and there's like pictures and videos of it and shit. And it had the circle going and the same thing. Like, and the venue had like this upper kind of balcony you had to climb a ladder to. And I remember it had to be Akimoto-san. It had to be. Brought a fucking kendama with like the long ass string, and he climbed up the ladder and did a pull up spike. Like, and then it was like, yo, Akimoto's gonna go, and we all like turned our attention up to the fucking banister, and he did it, and we're all like, it was yes. But yeah, that's just like, that reminded me of that, man. That's like maybe the first like freestyle circle thing I was ever a part of.
Yeah,
for kendama wise.
Okay,
like,
for sure.
Like that, like I think that's.
And I think I remember seeing like a long time ago too, like early kendama days in California and stuff, seeing like some videos. Like that was happening. That was a thing that people were doing. Yeah.
You're just seshing. Yeah. Freestyle seshing.
Get in.
I have a magazine actually right here that has pictures from that. There's one picture from that.
What?
There's a big picture of me in it. Let me find it real quick. It's really funny. I'm sorry for all of you listening who can't see this. I guess you'll have to hop on the Patreon.
2013?
Yes.
Right?
2013. So Glow-Can Cup. Fuck, where is it? It's in this magazine. I will find it.
When you search, we'll bring it back. Kenyatta, how was... Now this is... Okay, judging Nako freestyle. You've judged the freestyle when it was MKO before.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's see the picture. Let's check it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm fucking up all the timing and shit. But here you go. There's pictures of like Kristen and Philip and
yeah.
No, but look at that fucking picture of me with the pill. So funny.
Fucking
nice.
Classic promos.
Yeah, and it's just like a write up of the event and stuff. The original Glow-Can Cup.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yes, Noboru up there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice. History right there. Fucking that's gonna be in the archives. When the Kendama Museum gets put up. Yeah. Donated by Rodney Ansel.
I'm sure there's other copies too, but yeah, they can have mine if they need it. So anyways, to continue on to NAKO judging, my bad.
Yeah, judging that. How was that? You feel it was smooth? It was better than judging live?
I mean, it wasn't bad. I feel like, bro, it's so hard to judge like new gen flow, bro.
Yeah, anything freestyle is
dude, it's crazy. And I mean, for what it was worth, I think it was pretty chilling. It's just very like, it's nothing like being really there. I mean, I did still kind of feel a little bit of the pressure, but not really because I'm just lounging in my crib. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't really have that anxiety and like you know, the knots of trying to really have, you know, have the pressure of judging with people in front of you and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like that pressure, but it was cool for what it's worth. I definitely like, and you know, my first time like live is definitely like the wave, but who wouldn't? I mean,
right.
I think this is definitely good I think it's definitely good for the community, and maybe to have competitions like this in between, just in general, after like all this, you know, when life starts back up.
Totally.
To maybe kind of have this thing so people can have like staged runs, you know what I mean? That'd be kind of sick. You know, I do kind of like, that's what I do kind of like about it. It's just heavy hitting the whole time.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So I think that's kind of rad. You know what I mean? People do kind of put a lot more effort towards their tricks and shit. So it's definitely kind of like, it's interesting to kind of think about, this is the flow you chose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see for sure. But yeah, I definitely think they have the, you know, both sides are kind of cool, but I definitely prefer to do it live for sure.
Right. Yeah. I think of it as like music. Like I listen to this album, like, yo, okay, the album's great, the songs are great, awesome riffage, but nothing compares to seeing it live.
Yeah, for sure.
Feeling it live, the energy and everything. 100%.
Like the energy for sure.
Yeah. With a comp that is focused on freestyle, that is definitely like the way to go because of the pressure.
100%.
The good points are bring it even higher, and then the low points are like really like, whoa, like they might stand out, or you might even find new kind of like acceptance for those. Learn how to like push past it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like a weird format, man, filming these 1 minute clips for the like qualifiers for the freestyle things.
Yeah.
I've done it twice now for NAKO and for Catch and Flow, and it's like very strange. Like to just like try and bang out a 1 minute long clip. Like, I definitely spent a couple hours on mine.
Right.
And I still didn't get it quite as clean as I wanted, but like it's a
you're good.
clip.
You're pretty chilling. You're pretty chilling.
There's like some like kind of janky like scoop save. It's fucking pretty funny.
So how much time did you take to kind of think about your run? You know what I mean?
I kind of like have a bag of tricks that in my mind that like that I do for freestyle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like just like these are like my go-tos, these are like my like want to be go-tos but aren't quite there yet kind of thing. I'm not that honed on them yet.
Yes, sir.
And so I kind of tried to like mix those two, and especially more from the latter, since like I have time to like put into it. I figured I could try a couple more harder tricks, you know?
Yeah, so I set up a little bit.
Some of my strats have been for these that I pick like a trick and like maybe one of the more harder ones to start with, so that I can like try that trick, and then once I get that, then I move on to the next step. And it like over time it kind of slowly built into a combo where like I would do this trick, and then that flows really good into this, so I'm going to do this trick afterwards, and then like I try that until I get that, and then I'd like add on to that. And so I'm literally freestyling all of it, but then like keeping parts as I go and like building it slowly.
Okay, for sure.
Were there a few times where like you would go like you're 40 seconds in, but you're like, nah, like fuck, abort mission?
So many fucking times.
Like, goddamn.
Straight up.
Oh yeah. Like the first trick, like it's cool because like I actually grind that trick the most. So like I would succeed at the first trick, you know, like maybe I don't know, 50, 100 times before I can do the other one, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who's put that much into it. I hope not.
Yeah, dude, right.
No, I wanted to send a video in for NAKO freestyle and for Catch and Flow. But I was like, I just put in one time. Like I went out with my girls, they're playing around like on the street with their bikes and shit. And I'm like, set the camera. I'm like, all right, kind of have a vision, kind of like what you were saying. Like I have like, even when I was like on stage for Catch and Flow, like I know what I'm going to start with. And then like kind of floating around motions that I want to do, but nothing's set. Because I want to just keep it flowing, which is like good and bad because sometimes you get stuck in a cycle a little bit.
Yeah, you get lost in the
cycle. Yeah. So I started recording and I tried it and I was like, I got just stuck, not being happy with like 30 seconds in. And then, okay, 20 seconds, fuck. I'm like, oh, no. And then like sun's going down, like kids want to go inside, you got to go to the bathroom and shit. I'm like, fucking A. It's tough.
Cash out.
Yeah. So it never, you know, turned into anything. But I really felt like it's a good, you know,
Yeah, I like the format though. I think, like you said,
format.
like it gets straight. Like everyone's like doing good the whole time, right? There's no
Yeah.
like, oh, they're like feeling the pressure, like they're not getting it, like come on, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
there's none of that because like they did that on
Exactly.
their own.
Right.
So it's that part is pretty
Never
cool.
should.
You get to see actually like more makes, more tricks, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like you're judging an edit.
Yeah.
Like if I
straight up.
Edit.
Straight up.
There needs to be more edit comps.
Edit.
Yeah. Ooh, bring those back.
Yeah, I was about to say it has been.
I may or may not have a scheme.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go. Hinting at it.
Sweet. Okay.
I wonder what. Yeah, no, I'll talk about another next time.
I see you. I'll be watching. I'll be watching.
But to bring it back to the NACO freestyle thing, I have a question for you, for both of you. Actually, this is an interesting one that I've thought of and I've talked with other people about. So we all know Albert won. Albert killed it.
Mm-hmm.
He came with his fucking full force, that Nordic craziness, two-handed shit that no one understands, but he somehow fully commands.
Sorcery.
So I thought it was very interesting that he was given a perfect score. So like it's the first, like it's a new format, so we're kind of feeling it out, kind of thing, and nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knew what judging was going to be like until you do it, really, right? Like with like connections, with this, that, whatever. So for like, just because it's the first time we've had this, and the first time someone gets a perfect score, it's like, so that's like setting the bar so hard for the next time that like, you know what I mean? Where
how does anyone even touch it, right?
Or how do you, it's either that, it can either be that where like, that's just the pinnacle and it's never going to be touched again. Or it's going to be like setting the bar too low where like now everyone's going to be getting perfect scores. It's like, well, not everyone can get a perfect score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd say, oh man, for me personally, I mean, it's kind of just like, dang, it's kind of weird, man. But there's probably some little kid out there that's grinding right now.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Wrong,
you can
I'm not trying to take
no. It's kind of it's kind of crazy because I wanted to say that. Yeah, because I kind of wanted to say, I was like, damn. I was like, am I really trying to say right now that there's not really anyone that can touch that? You know, but I was
that's
like,
not what I'm saying either.
No, for sure.
Scoring standpoint.
Oh yeah,
like, you know, from a judge's perspective, kind of thing.
I think it's still has value.
Mm-hmm.
I think it still has value. I think it'll still have value, just because I think given the moment, you know what I mean? I think that he planned his runs and stuff like that, and everyone did as well. But I think it's gonna have value. For me personally, I think if I say I judged again or whatever, I think I would. It's kind of like what was I told? Not to consider the runs prior. So when we were judging, it was kind of like,
you focus on just the one.
Yeah. So right now. I think that's kind of where my head would be. It's almost like the year prior wouldn't have existed for me.
No, totally.
That's kind of how I would look at it personally. A 50, I can say I was the first dude that gave a 9. And I think I'm the second to last next to Frazier. No, I was third. I think I did it because it's kind of whack, and we did it because it's the end of I think it was kind of given the circumstances. I think I feel like I don't want to be that guy to give a 9.
I see what you're saying.
Can we talk for real? No. Can we talk for real? Can we talk for real now? Can we talk for real? Because honestly, I was the only dude that gave a 9 the first time.
I see.
Yeah, 100%. So let's be real. Let's not sugarcoat the shit. I was gonna be a bitch. I was gonna be a bitch at first, right? I don't know. Hold on. Let's grow some nuts. It's what we need to say here. Look, first time I swear. Technically, I understand what you're saying. So with me personally, I was gonna be like, I felt like there needs to be room for progression. So I gave him a 9.
Mm-hmm.
So second time around, it's the last round. Everyone's jockeying whatever the hell's going on. Everyone's all hyped up on the situation. So I gave it 10.
Yeah.
But I get 100% what you're saying about progression because
totally.
where's the room for progression? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And that being said, like, there's nothing stopping.
Oh no, for
like,
me,
changing the number to 100 or something.
For me, I probably like in real retrospect, I would have gave it 9. Like, I probably would have gave it 9 just to leave room for growth. Do you know what I mean?
Progress buffer.
Yeah, no, that shit was fire. I hadn't seen shit like that before. Yeah, totally. I know I couldn't hit a run like that without. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? In a minute. Totally. Do you know what I mean? For sure. Yeah, so
and like I said, like, I fully think that no matter what score you put on the board, whatever, Albert won that competition hands down.
Yeah,
and there's no debating.
But there's definitely like a room. Yeah, there's definitely like, I definitely get what you're saying.
Just the score point thing is just like an interesting point. I forget who. Yeah,
it's almost like, can I really like? It's almost like this isn't even really like a real gauge of what his skill was and what he actually did, because you guys just went 10s. You know what I'm saying? What was his actual like difficulty of tricks? What was his actual like? I get it, sure. You know what I mean? I definitely get it. You know what I mean? So for me,
I just think it's interesting.
Oh no, I definitely would have stuck. I don't think I gave. He's only 10, and I think he was probably the only 9 I gave. I think anyone else before that, it was probably 8s, bro.
Yeah,
like straight up, because I feel like Flow's such a difficult, for me personally, Flow's such a difficult thing, and it's so hard to make a 10.
Yeah, and like. Yeah, there's so many different styles and shit like we've been talking about.
So even like I think I fucked up within like the first few, like some dude from Japan, I gave a shitty score after Jacob Lowe because of what Jacob Lowe did. But I was like, I don't even know how to fucking process Jacob Lowe because this isn't because in my head this isn't fucking Flow. Personally, I don't process this shit. But this is like a new gen wave. Do you know what I mean?
Like,
it's kind of just like weird. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm being biased. I don't know if this is just my interpretation. But for me, I wouldn't classify that shit as Flow. That's me personally. I don't know if I'm being like an old ass head and I'm just being like whack. But that's just my perspective. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. And your perspective is what matters in that moment because you were the one chosen to be the judge of that particular category.
So should I just be that guy who's just 3, 4? Yeah.
I mean, you could. You absolutely could. Like it's entirely up to you as the judge. And that was a point of contention in the chat at NACO. People were very upset that Jacob Lowe didn't make the finals. And there was like a whole bunch of like back and forth, like
it's like
get people to comment on it, this and that. And Sweets at one point just shut it down. Was like, listen, I don't want to hear anymore about it.
Dude, I didn't even
judges
really see
were
the
chosen
comments,
to be the judges.
Really?
So like if you have never judged before, you don't know, and even if you have, you're not them in this moment. So
Sweets totally understands 100%.
Oh, he checked
feeling.
Yeah, he knows what's up. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I had no idea, dude. It was going off, huh?
Yeah, it's just like I was saying before, like it was a new format, new judging system. Like it's a whole.
Oh, bro, there's definitely been a few calls where I was like, dude, this shit's hard. I wish I could take this shit back.
Exactly,
it happens, bro.
And he had
happens.
the unfortunate. Circumstance of going first. So like,
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I gave, and that's literally why I gave what I gave. I was like, I think I gave him a 7. I was like, that was fire. He missed tricks. It kind of flowed. We're fucking early in the comp. I don't know what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like,
totally. Yeah. So it's kind of just like, oh shit, you know? So it's interesting. It's hard for everybody for sure.
Judging is hard.
It's so fucking hard to really pinpoint. There's a bunch of singing shows here in Japan, like on normal TV, like karaoke battles, where they have the karaoke machine that has like there's a system in it that reads the tone of the person's voice and it matches it to the actual song.
Oh shit!
So there's this thing where it's like the computer is analyzing if you're hitting it. It's like fucking Guitar Hero for your voice, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's all added up by, points and whatnot. And there's another version where it's just singers or like music producers who are judging the contestants and whatnot. And they always have, like, for me, I always felt like kind of what we're saying, like everyone's giving the same amount of points. All the fucking judges are being way too nice and they're giving them all like 90s. I'm like, that person fucking sucked. Like
stop being soft. Nice. Stop being soft about it.
Soft, boiled eggs, all of them. And there was like at the end, like every time, like how many points is she going to score? And it shows the contestant before has like 885 points, and then oh man, what is it going to do? And they have this like this like
to make
time.
You think it's gonna be a big deal.
That's like rotating. Like, click, click, click. Oh shit! Oh, it's not. It's 800 something. It's okay. It's in the same 800 range, and then it's usually like just 2 points over. It's within,
or just a scotch, just a scotch over, dude. Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that's not the way.
That was the vibe. That was the vibe.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the vibe.
Right?
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean,
so I wonder.
tried. No, I definitely tried. I tried to be like, I definitely feel like I tried in the sense that I felt like for the most part, everyone was in the same room unless they showed me something that was really different.
Right.
But I feel like, I feel like all the judges did pretty well for the most part, I guess. I'm not going to burn anybody out. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
Overall, like, I mean, I personally feel that judges should be hard asses.
Oh, no. Yeah. I definitely get that. Get that. Yeah, I definitely feel like, dude, they're there for a reason. I think I tried to do my best when it came to just kind of picking out what mattered, especially when it came to like, this is the first round. Okay, cool. There's going to be more heat in the tank next round. Okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of get that too. You know what I mean? So I definitely I definitely get it.
Right. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the community who have favorites and they get upset. I mean, everyone's going to get upset online. So
yeah, dude. I mean,
comp that's online, like fucking.
Yeah, there's people like that too, for sure. Where it's like you have to full on, even in live, bro. Like you have to full on botch to even like not have a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because of the clout you have, you know.
Yeah.
But even to me though, it's kind of like, well, I think certain people, if you judge, dude, you're gonna be like, okay, he fucked up. Okay, that's not happening. Yeah, this isn't normal. That's an L. You could have did better for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then you don't make it. You know what I mean? So I think it's definitely a thing. I just feel like any competition where I judge, bro, someone pulls a fucking rabbit out of their ass, dog. And like, I swear, like they might be botching, dude, and then a new trick, and you're like, oh, gross. How do I judge that?
You know what
I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, no, bro, I'll be judging. I'm like, oh yeah, he's missing. Oh yeah, he's missing. Oh, it's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be easy, and then he like starts killing it, and I'm like, ooh, damn. Oh, he banged that. Ooh, that was a triple. You know, and I'm like, oh my god, now how do I even like think of this? You know,
I wonder, dude, if all the judges had like that lie detector test, so it's like it's reading.
Bro,
like
I would just make him go again. I would
just make him
go again, dude. I would just make him go again. I swear. I wouldn't even like. I told like Sweets wouldn't let me, bro. I don't care. Round 3. Sorry.
Oh no. But I'm saying,
I don't think about
it. Take the numbers of how much excitement was going.
Oh yeah, the judge, and then you don't even need to say anything.
You had 5 peaks, so then that turns into the score. Like, yeah, you don't
can't
say
lie.
anything.
It was a 7. Nah, dog. You said your heart said 3, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of tight.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's kind of tight, bro.
Right.
We should get on that.
Yeah.
So if you what if they made it so that like if you lie about it, so if you gave a 7 when your heart said 3, you get -4, or sorry, minus the 3 or whatever. But if you like underrated it, so if you actually your heart said 9, but you gave a 7, then you get +2.
That'd be kind of gangster.
Or whatever, like
cool.
Cool.
Yeah. That could be a real game. That could be a real game, bro.
There you go. Get those fucking monitors going.
Yeah. Dudes, we gotta get sick. Our heart. Hopefully everyone's still breathing on this one. We've been grinding for a long ass time. Hopefully, Kenyatta, you're still good because let's twist this cat down into our final round of questions. Everyone, if you didn't know, we have a Patreon page through Kendertainment. Support the nerds and all the videos that I create. And if you do that from the $5 tier and up, you get a locked-in question for all of our guests. So I asked our Patreons, our beautiful Patreons, to give some questions your way, Kenyatta. And I got a few, so let's read them off. And I'd like your answer.
Interesting.
Here we go. How many we got? We got a good amount. Here we go. First one from Daniel Robinson.
Uh-oh.
Online, kind of hand in hand. Online competitions have allowed more players to compete than in years past. As we transition back to in-person Kendama events, do you think that online events will still play a role in the competitive kendama scene?
I think so. I think they should. You know what I mean? I definitely think it's definitely a different energy. Like you said, it's more consistent runs throughout the, throughout. It's more heavy hitting, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more entertaining, and it's something to watch on like the in between time, in between comps, and it can keep people quick, you know what I mean? Keep them honed for sure. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I don't know if we have that whole point system, you know what I mean? But those could be like points, KWC and stuff like that. If given, a big comp like a NACO or something like that, if someone makes a big online comp where companies start doing it and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it definitely holds weight for sure. Yeah, dude, there's kids in like Idaho, anywhere, dude, that can't make it, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. That won't be able to do it, but they actually get a session bonds or something like that. So it definitely has its merit. You know what I mean? I definitely think we got to expand it to overseas somehow, if that's a thing. I mean, we did now, but it's definitely huge. You know,
a lot of the other ones that I've helped judge too, like the SKOs and like the We Jam and all the before NACO, a lot of those had kids from like Romania, from
exactly
all over Europe and stuff. I think the time zone thing was the biggest,
and that's the issue, and that's the issue, right? Just being able to hack it when you got to run, when you run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think it could definitely be done, man. Especially if we do it a few more times and kind of hone in on how it's supposed to flow and everything, you know what I mean? It'll be smoother for sure.
It's only been getting better and better with like NAKO and like World Cup. Those ones were both like super.
I think they're solid for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully tomorrow Catch and Flow will be just as good.
Just as clean. Yeah. Just as clean.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain the Glowcan guys are helping them out with it. So I don't know if they're doing it at the Glowcan or what, like with the same equipment, but I'm sure they'll have something figured out.
It should be proper.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Good question.
Nice. Yeah. On to the next one. Brett Walters asks, how has rollerblading influenced your style of kendama play? Any flow movements in particular that will directly were influenced by blading?
Oh yeah. So a lot of the kick motions, dude. So there's a trick called the fish brain, which is like a one-footed rollerblading trick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely was a lot of my focus when I came to a lot of the kicks and stuff and spins that I do, because a lot of switch ups and a lot of, it's kind of weird because I'm good at, but I never got really technically heavy with rollerblading with like switch ups and stuff like that. But I felt like I was able to incorporate the things that I couldn't do on rollerblades into like rollerblading. You know what I'm saying? I mean, into kendama, I'm sorry. Things I couldn't do rollerblading, I could incorporate into kendama.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of things that I've approached, taking a certain approach to for sure. You know what I mean? A lot of my foot action and all that stuff is definitely from just being on my feet forever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Jumping on handrails and shit.
Nice. All right. Sure. All right. Yeah, I know. I'm sure Brett likes that. He is also a blader himself, I know.
Yes, sir.
All right. Haley Bischoff. Bish.
Hey.
What is the main influence for your art and wood burning? Oh, dude, that is something I totally didn't have on my notes.
That's a good one.
Dude, the burning. That is a huge thing I wanted to get into.
That's a good one. I mean, my whole art, to be honest, dude, art's just kind of like a motivation thing, kind of just how I'm feeling at the time. I'm always really been into just bright colors and loud, things in general. So I always just paint really loud, just loud stuff in general. But clothing is loud. I feel like I'm getting old in general, so I feel like I can't wear too many loud clothes anymore. I feel like they look young, they look kiddish, so I gotta switch that up or whatever. But the wood burning thing, I've always been into kind of just individualizing my stuff. And when I first started kind of messing with kendamas, I was putting on, my chick had a bunch of nail polish, and nail polish would actually stay on your kendamas for a long time. Mm-hmm. Just so you guys know, so I would get a red half split, and I would get my chick's red paint, and I would use it on the can, and it would kind of gloss, it kind of has that nail polish shine, but it wouldn't ever really wear away with kendama wear. Your kendama browning with your hand oils and stuff.
Yeah.
The polish still stays its color and shit.
Yeah.
So it kind of gets this like sick texture to it and kind of has like this different appeal to it. So I was really into just painting like my kendamas with nail polish. And then I don't know what I saw that made me think I could wood burn, or who did it first that made me think it was okay to do. But I went and got I do like a $12 burner. It's probably like $15, and I have like a coupon, dude, at Michael's or something. And it's the same burner. I've only had one, dude. It's one setting. You just turn it on. There's no like heat gauge or anything. It just gets hot, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like 5 or 6 tips. And I remember I just started kind of messing around doing super basic stuff on like beater Kens that I didn't care about. And then I don't know, I would kind of just write words out that I thought were kind of cool, like tribe or whatever, something like that, super chill. And then one of the tips kind of is rounded. That's kind of how I got that dot tip. Like I kind of started doing dots and lines here and there. Like I've always been into like mechanics and robotics and stuff like that. So there's kind of like certain designs that I always used to draw when I was a kid that kind of reminded me of robots and stuff like that. So I would kind of incorporate that into kendamas that I would design.
How hard are you pushing when you're making those dots? Because some of those
digits it sucks. Deep. It sucks. One of those, like one of those circles is probably like, it could be like 2-3 minutes just sitting there, like arming it in there and everything. Yeah, dude. It's not fun. I need to get like one that's heat controlled so they don't come out so dark, because it just comes out black. If I could get one that burns a bit lighter but still that effective, it'd look a lot nicer. Or I've never really messed with kind of like shading or doing anything really more intense. I get a kendama, bro, and I want to play it so bad, but I want to design it, and that's where I'm at now, where it's like I kind of don't want to spend 10 hours on this shit. I kind of want to sesh it.
Right. And if you're doing it that deep, you could almost like pre-drill a little hole, like just a little bit, so like take a little material.
And save myself the trouble, bro.
And it wouldn't have as far to burn.
Dude.
You'd have to like gauge it properly, but as long as you don't go too deep.
So what happens is like you have like the tip, like say you have like the tip, and it'll get kind of like the ash will collect, and what happens is it kind of starts burning slower and slower. So what I'll do is I have this little piece, so it's like after every like divot, I'll like scrape it off so it's fresh and hot. So when I do it, it'll sear again. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of interesting, but it's still tedious either way.
I just want to say, like, dude, they look fucking awesome. I've seen a lot of different types of wood burning, and just like your kendama play, it's a different style, different approach. You come about approach. Thank you.
For sure. No,
different approach completely. So
I definitely try to make my own. Try to stand out from everybody, dude. Everyone's in the game. I gotta definitely make my own lane for sure.
Hell yeah.
And again, like sticking with like the simplistic look of it. Is what makes it
kind of classy. Keep it a little classy.
Out. Dude.
Yeah, for sure. I dig it. Yes, sir.
Me too. Next question, Jake. I don't know what Jake this is, but Jake, before you do a trick Tuesday, do you have a trick in mind, or is it more of the spur of the moment freestyle?
As of late, dude, I kind of just go out on Tuesday. I have no tricks in mind lately. I have been in a huge fog. There's been just like a lot of life going on, and I feel like I haven't really been able to think about kendama. So I kind of just like. It's kind of worked out the last few times where I kind of just start playing, and I have most of my tricks I film at work. I kind of have the luxury of being able to kind of like go off on my own and film. There's
a specific kind of like background that you have.
That kind of gives me the opportunity. So like I have like an offsite warehouse, so my boss isn't with me, so he doesn't know I'm like filming and shit. He thinks he thinks I'm doing work or whatever, and I just stay like the extra 30 minutes. Maybe 45. There's been a few times where I get back and it's like, yo, you were fucking kind of taking long, or whatever, but
dude,
for the most part, I kind of get my own time to kind of sesh on my own, dude. So I've been lucky enough to been able to, to have that hour and a half to just figure it out. Sometimes I do have tricks I have like a couple of tricks on my list that I want to get, but I haven't been honed on them to even like attempt them, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
I
want to
lots
get
of those.
Yeah, like I want to get sling, jug, sling. It's like sling, jug, sling. It's like 3 slings: sling, jug, sling, jug, sling.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah, bro. Like there's just little
That's
things.
tough.
Yeah, dude. Like I've gone to the 2, but it's on a good day when I'm honed. You know what I mean? You know, you try tricks. Yo, this is kind of working for me today, and this might happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then some days are like, this is not the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most part, dude, I kind of just like freestyle it. If I'm on a time crunch, I definitely try to like think about it a little bit and save some time because I know I'm going to be seshing. But most of the time, I try to keep it like organic, bro. Try it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next question. Adam McNeil, Mr. Cafe. Everyone goes to the review. He asks, of the several Flownamic Duo edits that you and Dave have made, which was your personal favorite and why? We kind of touched upon that.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah, like I said,
7?
It's definitely number
5?
7. Yeah, dude, 7 for sure because just the amount of energy and how like just our energy was aligned. Like everything just worked out that just when we made it. I mean, we definitely had to grind out our tricks and everything, but it was definitely just this different energy. Like we know we're gonna get it. We're cool. It was just like cruise control. Honed. Yeah, dude. Number 3, I liked because, like I said, that was Dave's kind of progression into new gen stuff. And we were kind of going through a lot of issues, just like Dave, TJ. So we were kind of just going through a lot of issues. So that's kind of playing out through all that. But to be able to kind of see that and everything, you know what I mean? Those are the ones for sure that definitely like hold true for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 7 and 3 for sure.
Yeah,
that's some good nerds homework for all you nerds. Go watch the Flownamic Duo edits. Do yourselves a favor if you've never seen them.
1 through 7.
Truly. Yeah, start at 1. No cheating, just because
no cheating.
It's his favorite.
Yeah,
don't cheat.
You gotta grind it out like the
Watch
rest
the progression. It's real. It's real. Hell yeah.
All right, we go last question from the Gucci Moon Boots. Where do you derive your fashion sense from? Talk a little bit about it.
Okay, let's see. So for me, I always, like I said, I've always been inspired by so Pharrell has a couple companies. If I won the lotto tomorrow, bro, and could just spend endless money, I would probably be in like all Billionaire Boys Club or all like ice cream, and that'd probably be it. Like just dripped. You know what I mean? Like everything he does, I kind of just like. And I think as a kid, I used to kind of draw clothes and kind of be like, I would draw futuristic weird shit that's kind of like of the times now. You know what I mean? So I think have you ever heard of techwear? Do you know what techwear is?
Nope.
I don't know.
Okay, so it's kind of like you basically look like a fucking ninja, dude. You basically look like a ninja.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like all the jackets with pockets and like all the
like
straps.
Akira looking shit.
Yeah, dude. Like if I really had
always
something
like Japanese written down the side.
Oh hell yeah! You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can like masked up and shit.
They got
for sure.
Fucking hood out to here.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So that's techwear. So like techwear is super sick. But honestly, where I get my fashion from is just a lot of like, I just don't want to look like anybody else, bro. Like. I like fashion, but when shit gets too popular, just in general, bro, shit turns me off. Like I can't fucking do it. Like, what the fuck? What's that medieval show that everyone like jocks at? Like,
oh, the fucking Game of Thrones,
bro. Fuck that show. I've never, dude. I haven't seen an episode, bro. Like that. I never even gave it the time. I never even tried. Never cared. Just certain things when they get too popular for me, I just instantly just like am turned off by it. So I kind of like. Yeah, so with clothing and things, there's certain things that I do like, but then there's things that like once they get a certain level of like pop, I'm just kind of like, yeah, dude, I can't do that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's kind of just trying to consciously stay in my own lane. You know what I mean? And not be like I don't want to look like everyone else, man. It sucks. Dude, like, why am I going to pay $300 for Yeezys to look like every other fucking dude wearing Yeezys?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right? You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? You know, like, what am I doing? You know, like, I like Supreme and all, but it's kind of like, dog, chill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's just certain things where I do get there's people that genuinely, you know, they have a story behind it, and they there's a reason why they gravitate towards those things. You know what I mean? But like for me, I didn't know about Supreme before the hype, dude. So I'm not gonna dive into that shit. You know what I mean? There's certain things that I care. Like Osiris's, bro. I still want to buy a pair of D3s, but because of the popularity, bro, they're like $100. Why? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like why?
Why?
Like, exactly. Why? You know what I mean? So there's definitely things I still like. I'm still kind of like old with like things that I like. You know what I mean? There's definitely newer things I kind of dabble into or whatever, but I definitely just want to stay in my own lane, man.
Yeah. I totally agree with and understand all that shit because I was the same way. Like in high school, like even now, like that's one thing I always love about, and I think everyone in the metal community loves about heavy metal because it's like that's the outsider fucking genre that like nobody understands. But it's like when you're a fan, you're like, I fucking understand it.
Get that? Dude.
Like
I get
you know,
that.
it's like you're outside of the norm, which is what you want to be, but you still have a sense of community.
Yes,
and
sir.
understanding with other people that have the same mindset because you're kind of like the outsider kind of shit.
Yep.
So everything that becomes popular, you're like right away, you're like, fuck that. Like, I remember with me, everyone's like, oh, scary movie. It's funny. What was it? That scary movie? A scary movie? The comedy one?
I think just scary movie.
Yeah. I was like, fuck all that shit. No way. Like, I don't even want to watch that. Everyone's like joking, making jokes. I'm like, no. Like even Chappelle Show. Like I like Half Baked, but even Chappelle Show, like everyone was like I knew all the jokes
on the wave, dude, riding the wave.
Yeah. So I was like, not for me. So
I let it die down first. I let it die down, and I might jump in. You know what I mean?
I might check it out. See what the hype is about.
Yeah, like what did I just dive into? Breaking Bad. I just tried watching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I gave that a season, so I might go back and dive into that.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I hear that one's actually really good, so I should probably watch that. Everyone's like, yeah, what are you doing? You're messing up. But
it's worth it for sure.
Everyone's like, you should watch that. Yeah, everyone's like, you should watch that. So,
Can confirm.
Yeah, I'll commit to that. Yeah, I'll commit to that.
Definitely reminiscent to the mindset of, you know, finding a band, underground band that you're like, this is so fucking good. And then when they get popular, you kind of get offended that other people like it, or you don't even want to tell your friends about it because you're like, this is mine.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of people like that. I didn't even know. Like, I thought people were making music for me, bro. And then you go out and you're like seeing it, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Right?
You know
it's what I mean? Yeah. It's an interesting mindset, but a lot of people have it. You know, you want to be different, but you want to kind of own stuff. But then also at the same time, like, you're not an asshole. Like, you know. The community is good and you want to give back. It's kind of back and forth. Weird. Dude, all right. Sure. Those are all the questions that everyone from Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting as always. Thanks for the awesome questions. And dude, I think we're going to fucking wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure.
We've been grinding hardcore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been a good sesh.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful talking to you guys, man.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to jump on here. Show some
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I tried. Yeah.
Hell yeah, a little different type of flow for the Flow Master.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So before we totally go, is there anything else? Like, what's the future hold for the Twiztakat? We're gonna see. You're gonna be
2021 better be big, dog. You know what I mean?
Better
be big, dog.
People thought 2020 was gonna be big, and it actually.
Dude, I did too, bro.
Big. I mean, it kind of is big.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of it's huge, dog.
What we thought about, but
yeah. I don't know, man.
It up for 2021, maybe, right?
Yeah, moves will be made though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right, moves will be made. That's all you need to know.
How many like comments do we need to leave to tell KUSA to make you pro?
Dude,
you've been in
too many, dog. Too many, dog. Too many. I was just looking at
your tribe announcement. And there was like people like, oh, like I knew he was going to be on the team, like because you know you've been showing up on their Instagram and whatnot, different videos and stuff. And there was a few dude that were like right away, like wins that pro mod. Okay, like all right, he's tribe, sweet, wins the pro mod like already.
Yes, sir. Yep. I don't gotta watch, but sir, it's time. Where's Jero at? Holla.
Yeah, where's Jero?
Get on
We
it,
gotta
dog.
get Jero on here for a sesh too.
Yep,
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Maybe and then we can grill him.
Yep, grill him hard. Real shit.
Hell yeah. Well,
Yeah,
again,
what's up, man?
Good to talk to you.
No, for sure.
Hell
Good times, man.
Always a good sesh, MJ.
Yeah, definitely an honor, man. I appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Hell yeah, appreciate you, buddy. Much love to all you nerds out there. And I guess on that note, the nerds are out.
All right, you guys stay up.